Night. I am your humble host, as always, James JC Laird, and you are joining us in the campaign 1 of Welcome to Raska. I am playing with these fine people who I will let introduce themselves, and just to catch you all up in what is going on, we have Robin playing Dwalas, who is going to run through what occurred last time. He was the one that was awarded Play of the Night. That is an interactive thing that we do, where your votes and your comments will influence who gets the DM inspiration so that they can reroll once during their game. So, Robin Dwalas, please take it away.
You did say me. I didn't get you here because I was checking the stream, but the stream is alright. So, last time, we were heading our way down the river and decided to make camp. We had an incident with a certain turducking, which we kindly asked to go see what a weird noise was that we heard. It came back not very happy and kind of beat up. That was the adventure of turduckings. Then we met, what was it, an eagle, right? That Ilmenor bonded with. And after some roleplay and interactions and some really weird stuff that happened, we found out that a couple of farming outposts in the area had been raided, murdered, pillaged by people, which I, as Dwallius, didn't really find proper, so I buried all the bodies, and we made our way through multiple of them, kind of deciding what we're gonna do now. And I think that's most of the session that we did last time.
You had also had a moment, unbeknown to Dwalas, where a farmhand was found, stuff was then stolen, and he was almost killed by Kova. The rest of the party being somewhat aware of this, healing him but leaving him unconscious but stable to deal with it, as pretty much was the flavour of the night.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I don't know that. So.
And we pick up with you all moving cross country and following the wreckage southward. The river is a distance from where you're standing off to your west, and the destruction has wrought you in this proximity, though truth be told, I do not fully know where and what and why you are travelling in this manner, in this fashion, but you have a barrel on Kova's back, a barrel being rolled by Kova, and yourselves to do with as you please. So, I turn it over to you, the group as yet unnamed. Talk to me.
Alright. So, are we gonna follow these tracks?
I believe we were going to follow the tracks towards wherever they're camping out, right?
I don't know if they would lead to their camp, but I would hope so. Are we planning to... What are we going to do? Enact justice?
I'm more interested in what caused it, because we don't know what actually happened. We just had one person's view on it. So...
Well, yeah, but he was, really freaked out, so...
Exactly. It's better to get a clearer view of the situations to see what actually happened.
How do you
I do believe some people were kidnapped as well, so they might as well be freed while we're at it.
What about our boat?
Depends.
Our rowboats.
Oh,
yeah.
Aren't they more safely hidden away by trees?
No.
You had pulled them on land and had kind of left them there, and when you'd moved further inland off the floodplain and over the rise into the farmland, you pretty much left your boats behind at this point.
Ah.
Well, we'll never see those boats again, I guess.
Well, you never know.
Well, I can't believe I forgot to tell you to do that.
Well, there was only the one person there. You don't think he can row two boats at once, can he?
Well, someone might come along and see, ooh, rowboat, might as well take it.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, JC, we're following the tracks, right? That they have left.
Yeah,
from
there's
the
a large
tracks.
kind of path of destruction. There seems to be as you followed it a bit further, you've noticed that the individual paths that wrecked the 3 initial farmsteads seem to converge, and then those tracks have joined on with others. And as such, you've been kind of following this pathway. You bypassed and skirted around other farmsteads because you decided that you saw more people in them and elected to, not go into them. And you're currently just following the footsteps. You're following the path.
From the amount of tracks, could I make out how many people there were?
There seems to be quite a lot. It seems to be a number of raiding parties, and that in itself ranges from place to place and person to person. The biggest thing of note is the fact of there seems to be different types of peoples working together in this capacity. As in, there are paw marks, and there are large, deep impressed footprints, and then there's other ones that seem to be shoe marks rather than footprints.
Alright, well, I'm all up for catching up to these people and finding out why they did it, and if so, enacting justice. But this group seems to maybe it's going to be a bit much for us to handle at once. So let's hope that we can find a splinter group and interrogate them.
Interesting in what this carnival of creatures is doing. We don't have to even address them. Go near them. If they are
why didn't you go collect some more knowledge from those people then? If you wanted to know more opinions on what happened.
There's only the one there.
There's only one.
No, there were more people in the other farms that we passed by. Could have asked them.
Yeah.
I doubt they would have known much more. They probably went and hid.
But they might have.
As it's a large group of different peoples, different types, you'd be able to cause a bit of infighting if you wished.
We don't know. Maybe?
It would depend on what we can see, sadly.
Well, we'll have to quicken the pace, I guess. See if we can catch up. Who's leading as a tracker? Anyone particularly good at tracking tracks?
Oh no, not me.
Me.
Kova, please put that hand away.
She can sense a hand from miles away.
No.
Kova, fetch.
Gosh, that's not okay.
Kova is currently rolling a barrel in front of her as she walks.
Right. That will probably hinder your ability to...
Not necessarily. She can just leave it and then go over, look at some tracks, come back, and start rolling the barrel again. It's not...
It's covering...
I'll carry
her
the other
tracks.
barrel for you, if it speeds us up. I mean, I'm not particularly fast, but...
So
You want the strong one, though, aren't you?
So you're just going to completely follow the footpaths.
Apparently.
You're not going to stop at any other points, okay? Moving along the footpaths, it leads you out onto some form of dust road. Compared to the much more urbanized centres of industry and people, such as Eon, Miston, Port Rack, Persine Peaks, and large settlements of that nature where they have cobbled streets or almost it looks like brick roads, literal walls that have sunk down into the earth and provide this very smooth pathway and very easy travel. This is a bit more rough. There's patches where it's a bit muddier, drier. It rolls and moves with the land rather than carves its way through it. But by and large, these footpaths and footprints follow this pathway. As you move from your initial 3 farmsteads and pass by another perhaps half a dozen, the number of footprints doesn't increase after that. However, you eventually come to a bit of a rise, and from this rise you can see down into another large plateau. It's quite flat. There's a large hillock that rises up behind where the settlement is, but beyond that, it's a fairly large plateau once again. You can see outlying farms and cottages, farm folk and farm animals milling around. The settlement itself seems to be the largest settlement, an out-and-out settlement rather than homesteads. It's a collection of people's buildings. You can see actually a cylindrical or like octagonal. Oh, we lost someone. An octagonal tower of some sort that rises up and kind of backs up against this protective hillock, and that watchtower seems to be much more militant. It's made out of large, thick grey stone that has been stuck together, and the houses and buildings around it seem to be of a much higher quality, whereas everything else has been made of wood and a bit of tiling, and there's not really been any sort of roadways going in and around the settlement. The farmsteads. This settlement actually does have roads and walls and so on and so forth.
Does it look like it's been
However,
raided?
yes, it also looks like it has taken some damage. Not really sure if it's been raided, but it looks like it has been assaulted.
Alright. Should we see if they fought off the raiding party we're tracking?
Probably be wisest if the city could hold out, or town really could hold out. Best if we knew or not.
Right?
Might have our members of society, you never know.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Kova. Yeah.
Should I take the lead on the diplomacy side? I have
What?
quite the edge. Should I talk to them?
Yeah. Do your thing.
I will sort of just, as I was walking towards the gates of the place, I'll sort of just step forward, ahead of the rest.
Mm-hmm. There's not really a gate as such. There are entryways by, of course, but there's no gatehouse. There's no it's not that heavily fortified. It would seem. Make an insight check, actually.
Sure.
All of us if we want to, or just him?
Just him with his background.
Alright.
24.
24. It would seem that this town, or I call it a town for lack of a better word, has a haphazard build around it. The only thing that seems to be very and truly sturdy are the exterior walls and the tower itself. You gather, and it would make sense, that this military outpost of some sort, this kind of fort where soldiers and marching armies can hold up for the evening, they were the ones that came here first, and all the other buildings have slowly sprung up around it as a small industry, a small trade industry. So the walls and such aren't fortified because it's not a case of we don't need to protect the people that are here. It's a case of we've got this area, and if someone tries getting into it, then we just go back to our big tower.
So it's sort of, so the tower itself is somewhat haphazardly like rush build, while the rest are been designed properly.
You would say so. There's a couple of buildings that stand out as, okay, they're the ones that were built here for a purpose, and then the other ones that seem to be a bit more, okay, well, they've finagled their way inside the protective walls and within the archery range of the tower. There does seem to be quite a few buildings, though. There seem to be a couple of warehouses, a couple of very long houses, some actual houses, and what might be a tavern or two.
If we want to talk to someone, it'd probably be in that big old tower up there. They seem to probably be the ones in charge of this little settlement.
I mean, you said you were the one who had this, so
Yes, I do indeed.
we're relying on your skills here, Ilmenor. Don't let us down.
I'll try my best. Is anybody sort of at this entrance?
No, like I say, it's open. It's come in, come out. You see people milling around. You can see some hand wagons and horse-drawn carts. People moving between places. There seems to be a cobbler of some sort working on a line of horses that have been left to his devices. A couple of children are running around playing a game of tag in amongst the mothers and fathers that are bringing in their wares. You can see a person almost bent double, laden under an enormous amount of sacks that they are carrying.
So is there any guards sort of standing around, or is it just people?
No one as of the moment that stands out well and beyond common folk. No one in any form of metal armor, though you can see some people wearing leather armor.
I'm going to walk up first, probably pulling the cart and go, my good sir, you know where anyone of authority of this area would be? We're a hunting group of marauders, it seems.
Ah, yes, well, you see, they and this guy is kind of a rough and tumble farmhand or farm owner by the looks of it. He's got a bit of coin to him because his clothing is well cleaned, and his cart, as you look into it, seems to be full of very fresh produce, apples and fruits and that sort of thing. Well, you see, a lot of them are not really here at the moment. They ran after the orcs and the trolls and the things that came and attacked. The ones on the left, they're in the tower over there.
I see, thank you. Right. Are we allowed to approach the tower, or do we need to ask special permission of someone?
No, just go ahead and ask. Sometimes you get answers, sometimes you don't. It just really depends on who you are.
That's very good. Thank you, my good sir.
You're welcome. You don't look like from around here. You're a bit too fancy.
I'm not. I am an official from a different nation, the best way to put it.
Well,
But I am willing to help out the people.
Good to meet you there, then, sir. If you need any assistance or need anyone to, got a little bit of the lay of the land, I'm more than happy to help.
Yes. Do you know anywhere where these marauders might have built a camp, like a glen or a area surrounded by hills?
You see, I come from more of the northern side, and the things came in from the south. It was kind of clear they were making a move, and there was a little bit of them that stuck around and just made a nuisance of themselves, while the rest of them just kind of kept running north. Well, I kind of followed them here, and I've been here kind of hiding out ever since.
Yes, they went quite a bit further north. They struck a few farmsteads and burned them down.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my thanks, and thanks to you for the information.
He gives you a nod of the head.
I'm going to head towards the tower, and if there's anyone around, I'll talk to them. If not, I'm going to start knocking on the door very loudly. Imperiously.
The base of the tower is open, and the door frame inside is at your leisure. The base level of the tower seems to be a ready room and a resting room. Quite a few tables, chairs, people lounging around, a very large fire off to one side that seems to go in a chimney that goes all the way up to provide heat. Beyond that, the people inside seem to be a little bit dinged. One or two of the people seem to be somewhat injured, and a couple of them seem to be lounging around, seemingly bored.
Hello there. Would you know where the person in charge of this outpost might be? I have something important to discuss with him.
One of the bored individuals stands up, and she takes her, flips her hair kind of back off of her forehead and moves over to you. And who might you be?
My name is Ilmenor Morfaden. I am a diplomat from one of the Elven enclaves. We noticed a bit of a burnt homestead up by the riverside. We came to assist.
Well, you've made it here a lot faster than we were expecting, I must say.
We did not even know this attack until we noticed the fires.
Wait, I thought you said you were coming here to assist.
Yes, we noticed the fires up at by the river, and we came down here to hunt this party, and we found your merry little outpost.
So you're not the reinforcement we sent for?
I am afraid not.
Right. Well, I am afraid that you have caught us in a bit of a sticky situation here. As you can probably tell, and as you have seen, we are dealing with a rather large incursion of bandits. Now, I don't really know what business it is of yours. And she gives you that curious eyeing of...
They took some
Oh,
hostages
Lord.
up from one of the farmsteads. It's not best to leave people like that with these marauders.
No, we're well aware of that, but we're certainly not in the position to go chasing after them at the moment. Most of our troop has gone off to go chase them, but we're yet to hear back, and now we're undermanned here to protect if they try and make another run at us.
Would you know where they'd be camped then? Might be able to go check on your soldiers.
You seem to be awfully volunteering of a stranger.
Well, there's always interesting information that bandits can give you. Especially of the local area.
Are the rest of you with Illuminor at this moment?
Nope, I'm standing outside.
Yep, same.
I'm probably trying to stop Gova from doing something dumb.
I'm just stood like in the background, because I look fairly like him, so I'm just stood in the room, like thinking, listening.
Well, I don't mean to be any offense to you or your traveling companions, but I don't think this is a position for you to get involved with.
If you not wish that, then I'm sure we can continue on our way with our business. Then. I will go have a discussion with my cohort.
She gives you a permissive wave towards the door as if, all right then.
Well, do you also want to follow these people, or are you getting back to our boats?
What?
The locals here do not seem to need our help.
Well, aren't they like getting murdered?
They say there's a they're getting support.
Yes, they declared for reinforcement, I believe. They meant.
Well, if they have it under control, then there is not much for us to do but get back to,
Treasure.
Yeah.
Yes, continue on.
You're not wrong there, Cova. You're not wrong.
Treasure.
Use a little Bitcoin.
There's probably more than what is available from these bandits anyway.
Alright. Let's go head back to our boats and see if they're still there.
I might have misspoken when I said that you've been traveling for the greater part of the day now. The sun is definitely moving towards the horizon.
JC, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
You said that we wouldn't travel extremely far by river anyway for our original destination.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer would we have traveled over the river to reach that point?
Traveling by river is definitely the quicker way of going about it, but eventually the river does turn away from what you're hoping to
Get to.
Yes. Do any of you have a map on you? Or a navigator's tool proficiency? Or land vehicle proficiency?
I'm afraid not.
No.
I can make a weapon.
Anything outside of of a simple room, well lit room is fairly foreign to me.
The simple
I
truth
don't
is that your esteemed leader that has hired you to do this said that travel south from the city following the river and eventually you might be able to spot it.
Shy. Right? Let's.
Should we get a map then from him? They must have some local charts.
Should we spend our night in here in the tavern, or do you guys want to find a place to camp?
I personally prefer camping outside in the night.
Alright.
And I think that they might actually become attacked again. They are apparently understaffed, so it might be wise to stay nearby but not too far.
Alright, so while you go look for a map, I'll wait here for you. And
Very well then.
see if we can find a good place to camp. Make
Sort
it
of
quick,
just-
will ya?
I'll re-enter the tower. I'll go. You wouldn't happen to have a map on you? We seem to be a tad lost in this area.
The woman who you initially interacted with comes over to you again. Yeah, I kind of gathered that. You're just wandering out of nowhere, not knowing anything of what's going on. Who are you on a diplomatic mission for again?
My brother, he is currently staying in, what's it called? The City of Glass. He's working with the council to discuss better trade agreements, and the recent lack of trade is causing issues.
That doesn't really answer my question of why you're here.
We, how do I put it? Scouting out the area for better trade routes. Along the rivers mostly. Which way we came by rowboat.
I think that's a deception check there, because that is
It will
not
be.
what you're doing.
Here's my deception score. Not
You
great. but terrible.
lying.
I
Is
am,
that
yes,
Clover
5.
says?
Sorry.
Does
You
Clover
should
say that,
rather-
or does?
No, well, he rolled a 5.
Yes.
She gives
That's
you a
why I
very
said.
shrewd look. Look,
If you require. Oh, yes.
Mr. Illuminor. You've got to see it from my perspective here that a person of your nature walks in acting all confused like, not knowing where he is or where he's going, and clearly spinning me a yarn about doing some diplomatic trade stuff, considering we're just an outpost with nothing really to trade. You can see why I'm looking at you now with a little bit of suspicion. So how about we start this again?
Okay, well,
bit
first of
more-
all, I did not even. Yes?
With a bit more truth this time. And you can see a few of the guards now are like leaning around as if reading her body language as she's gone a little bit more on the defensive.
Of course, if you wish. Like I said, we have no idea about this area. We don't know if this outpost existed more than a few hours ago, really. And personally, we're here looking for a castle. It's to the south, I believe, of the main river. It's an old abandoned one.
Right. Well, that's still a few days marching away.
Is it now? That's a shame.
What do you expect? You're in the center of the public. You can go. The whole point of these outpost points is to go a day and be able to camp up and have yourself a solid night's sleep in something well protected, and so you're getting gestures at the tower itself. And then you go on until you find the next one and the next one until you reach the next major settlement. These people, and she gestures outside, are, well, trying to build something out of nothing.
I see. We do not use them in the same way where I'm from, but I understand. If you require any official documentation of who I am, I just pull out my scroll of pedigree, and I am just really looking for a map to get to the next place, really.
I mean, we have a map of our surrounding areas until the next point, a little bit beyond that, but nothing much further. It just kind of looks at your documentation.
Do you know of this castle?
I mean, everyone knows about it.
So if you know of the castle, how many outposts should we head down before we should start making our to get closer, or which direction? How would you best describe we get there from this outpost?
You continue following the road south. Every day you should find one of these outposts, and then from there, I'm guessing like the fourth one, then you need to head east. No, you need to head west actually, and I guess that's probably where you'd find your castle.
Thank you. That's very. I understand. You don't have a spare map. You don't have a large map of the area, but that's very useful for us.
Thank you anyway.
So you just going to wander into a dark, cursed castle in the hopes of what?
Of improving the relations. We've been sent to go explore the castle to do a job that no one wants to do, and so we're doing it to help improve the public relations of the area. Well, he's been sent, and we've been hired.
They're my mercenary escorts. Mercenary escorts, but I mean.
Well, I gathered that you two were the noble sort, and whomever else is outside are your
gallant fellows.
I wouldn't say gallant.
They're good enough.
Hardy's definitely the best way.
Well, anyway, we will follow this road south, and thanks for your assistance.
Just be mindful. You've already seen what's happened for the north, and we got attacked ourselves. So just be careful.
I don't believe we will camp on the road. That would be obvious.
Would we be able to get lodgings here for the night? As it's
I would recommend it.
Getting dark fairly soon.
I mean, the tavern outside is probably got some rooms.
Thank you.
As we're leaving, I'm just going to sort of.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you.
You're leaving? Okay.
As we're leaving, I'm just going to pull a nail over and go, it's probably not wisest to stay here. They've already been attacked once. And there's less of them. It would be quite an easy attack again.
But do we want to be? Do we think they're going to attack this settlement again, or are these marauders more likely to attack us as four people on the road? It's the question.
I do not believe we should stay on the road during the nighttime. They attacked what the man said in the early morning.
So, if we get an early camp, we can leave before dawn and be on the road, moving so they can't organize. They can't attack once the sun rises.
That would be one way of doing it. Yes. Also, there's a lot of missing cattle and people. Might not be able to actually mount them the first assault for a while.
So we head back out to Cova and Dwalius.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading along the road southward for the next 4 outposts.
All right. And which way are we going?
Cova just with one of the hands, the arms in her hand,
Put that away.
Biting a fingernail.
Gova, don't do that. It's bad
Put it
for you.
away.
And it's seriously disturbing.
I'm going to assume that you're outside the settlement when you meet up with Wallace and Cova.
I would hope so.
Yeah, we said that we were going to be going out to go and see if there was somewhere that we could go in.
Okay, just
No, no.
making sure. I wasn't sure if you were inside the settlement but outside the tower, or if you're outside the settlement entirely.
You're just eating a hand inside the tower. Why not?
Well, that's why I was checking, because doing that inside the settlement might draw a few eyes.
Gova, you really can't be eating a dead person's hand. You really shouldn't be carrying it around with you either.
I mean, which one of us is gonna stop her? That's the question.
You? I put my money on you. Come on, you can do it.
It is somewhat disturbing for a
As long as
person.
she keeps it to herself, it's fine.
I'm just going to prick off one of the nails and just going to blow them
What?
at up into the air and see where it lands.
Spitting like a watermelon seed, the fingernail rises high and then plops about 5 feet away.
I look very disturbed. Shall
Leave
we
it for now.
make a camp?
Yeah, somewhere in the trees, preferably.
Well, yeah, of course. Duh, you're not gonna make a camp where... Anyway.
Everyone
Would
sits
you-
and stays.
Avery, as Dwalis, as Eleanor says, yes, between the trees, and you go, duh, obviously we wouldn't. You look around.
There's not much trees, are there?
Nope.
Alright, it's a floodplain, isn't it?
Let's see if we can find a little dip in the hills.
That probably would be best.
There was the rise that you came up that allowed you to kind of see in the distance this settlement, and then there is this settlement in itself. Barring beyond that, you reckon that the reason a military outpost has been placed here is because it has very good views of anything that could be approaching.
Generally, military outposts do have good views.
Should we
Tend
just
to
stay in the
use them.
tavern for tonight?
We could go back to the. We could go back to. There's a tavern in the outpost.
We can keep going if you guys wanna, but it's already getting late, and setting up camp's gonna take some time too.
You can obviously
Maybe
you
easier.
can continue walking if you so wish, and you can continue walking through the night if you so wish. It just means
No, we're not
that-
doing that.
Okay.
Dwalius,
Get tired.
Mm-hmm.
Dwalius needs to be fresh and ready for battle. He needs his beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep. What beauty sleep?
Let's so you guys want to stay out? All right, let's do that then. We'll find a place and put up a camp for the night.
Maybe that other hill we passed over would be best. Gives us a good view around if it's coming towards us.
Let's go on the top then.
But surely just be in the tavern though. But fine.
It'll only be a slightly bit colder.
Did you bring an extra blanket?
But the fresh air.
He can have mine, it's fine.
I hope it freezes tonight, Ilmenor.
I hate this place.
I'll keep myself.
You know, it's not that bad. I mean, just wait until we get up into some mountains. That's cold.
I heard it's quite hot up there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Better than the everlasting night, at least. Right.
I'll start putting up my tent, and afterwards go make some food.
The camp is made and food is set.
Those barrels, what are in them?
Food.
My barrels. My barrels.
I'll
Extra
open my
supplies.
backpack. I'll open my backpack and pull out some of the beef jerky that I took from her barrel. Yeah, she somehow got her hands on a full barrel of food, and instead of putting it into different people's backpacks, she decided to carry them around.
My barrels.
It's her barrel. Like
Yeah,
her
her
hands.
Mine.
Good. It's good
My
jerky,
hands.
though.
My hands.
No, they're not yours. I'm pretty sure that one was called Greg.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna facepalm. Gosh, Gova.
With my
what did you
hands?
do? No, not with your hands, with mine. Gova.
The question,
You really-
the question
you
I
really
will ask Okay, so who is taking watch at what point, and are you setting fires, or are you just camping in the dark?
I want to make at least one campfire in the
Make
middle
it a small one.
if I can find stuff around for that. Is there enough burnable material that I can make a campfire there? Or do I need to
I
pile
believe you
up some
have
more
things like tinder boxes and such, so you can make a
Barrel
campfire.
full of
Tinderbox
food.
doesn't burn on itself for a long time. You use it to light shit.
Yeah.
We can just break one of the barrels.
Yeah, good point.
No. Mm-mm.
Gova, it's okay. We'll just this. It's still yours. We'll put it in a
honesty, I don't want.
yes.
I could use a bonfire.
It'd be a bit bright, wouldn't it?
That's a bit much. I'm just trying to get. At least I have some torches that we can burn in a pile. That will work, sort of. And all.
If
That
you have the
would
spell
be a-
create bonfire, that is literally the use for it in this moment.
No, I
Alright.
think only does that make a long-lasting fire, or is it just a short
Well,
burn?
it's a cantrip, so I can use it.
Hold on. What does bonfire like? What size is a bonfire here?
It's a
Chest
fire-
light.
Bonfire in my eyes is like a 2x2 giant fucking flaming pile of logs.
Yes, but no.
Hmm.
It just
Alright.
takes up a 5x5 space.
Enil, I will
So-
leave this to you. You make the fire, and I will take first watch. If one of the two elves
It's
wants
almost
to join me.
making more.
Should I
We
take the last one? That's when they attacked beforehand, and I have the best eyesight, I believe.
Sure, you take the last watch.
I'll take third.
I'll be on the first two, keeping the fire going.
Alrighty.
All right.
I'm just pointing at a spot for hours
Check
on
the
end.
duration. Check the duration of it, because cantrip doesn't mean that it lasts for one round.
It's 1 minute concentration, I believe.
Be a lot of pointing and
Well,
casting
check-
fire.
Check
Fire.
well, because this is the point. Don't volunteer
Yeah,
something
yeah.
if
It's
you
1
know
minute.
how it
It's
works.
1 minute of concentration. I cast it.
Every minute for the entire night.
60 times 4.
Can anyone here not see in the dark?
I
240
can
times.
see in the dark.
Dark, yes.
Good.
We can all see in the dark. This is mainly for warmth.
Yeah.
Mainly while you sleep, because you don't have the sheet. You don't have the full bed.
Yes.
Use
Okay.
this one.
All right. No, Gova. We're not gonna
Ross,
make.
can you make a perception check for your first watch?
Aye, Captain.
I'll also be on that watch
7.
because I'm.
Nothing happens. I'm gonna be playing my nose flute. I'm gonna tell glorious tales from my gladiatorial days to Enil, the desk working jockey.
A 7 and an 11, I believe.
Uh-oh.
We're not noticing shit, man. Turductings came up right to the camp and went away.
The nose flute is slightly breathy, but all in all, it is pleasant enough to let your mind slip. And just as you focus on your bonfire and enjoy the warmth of it, nothing much seems to really happen.
That's a very nice. Hey, Enil. Enil.
Yes.
Can I be honest here? The hand thing that Gova, it's kind of freaking me out, man. Carrying around
Yeah.
hands.
It's just disgusting. Like,
Why?
at least she's not chopping off our hands.
Well,
If she does, then I'll have some issues. But like,
I already find it very disrespectful and disturbing that she's chopping off other people's hands.
but
Like, you should leave a body intact if you find it, right? It's just plain
I
disrespectful.
mean, what's wrong with desecrating the corpse of your enemies?
But they weren't her enemies, mate.
But like, she's she,
She was nibbling on the dead hand, man.
yeah, but like we see desecrating the corpse of dead enemies as fine, but like, what if this corpse had no one to bury it? It's just going to sit around and become a skeleton. There's no harm in her taking a hand off a would be skeleton.
No, man. When someone dies, they should be properly buried and not desecrated like that.
I understand. But she's very competent in combat, and
Really? I haven't seen her fight much.
yeah, she was much more effective than me against the shadows.
I mean, the shadows, I was very ineffective against them as well, but that was just because I only have a sword and some axes. And they
Yeah,
didn't do much against them. I was
we
effective
we
against
need
them.
her, and so I don't see the point. I don't if this is the one thing, there's nothing big about it.
But I think we should teach her that she shouldn't do it. What if it evolves? What if she starts taking more?
But what if we try and force her to change and she starts taking more that way? She's only a kid.
Dirty kids. I'm not good with kids. Kids freak me out, man.
What do they do with kids in the dwarven societies?
Yeah, put them to work. Teach them how to do things.
So the
Have them
difference.
be an apprentice smith, or an apprentice woodworker, or an apprentice pot maker. I was an apprentice smith myself for years.
The difference between a kid and an adult in dwarvish society is merely their size and their skills.
Well, yes. Did you just call me short again?
I didn't call you short. I said dwarvish kids were even shorter.
That's true. Anyway, seems like nothing's gonna happen, and our watch is almost over. So
Your
think
watch,
I'll be
remember?
turning
Yeah.
shall we wake up? Who was next? Ilmenor, I think, right? No,
No. He comes
Okay.
in. He comes in
Yeah.
later. You go to bed. I'll do the next 2 hours.
Yeah, all right. Good night.
Alrighty. Dwalis heads off to bed, and Illuminor, you are left to yourself.
I write up.
Sorry. Could you make another perception check for your next bit of your watch?
Sure. 22.
22. As you've been talking, it seems that you were unaware of a key detail. And now that you're not talking, and now that you're just doing the gesture to keep your bonfire going, you... What's that noise? You turn around. Yep, the settlements are being attacked.
I stop casting bonfire and start and use the fact that I have dark vision to start writing up what's happening in the book. Yeah. Do I wake him? We need our rest. I don't want to be tired for our walk for our expedition tomorrow. So I'm basically standing watching the settlement get attacked.
Yep.
And I've written down all the notes of the day in my little book.
You have dark vision out to a range of about, I think it's 60 feet maximum. And obviously you're
You can see the fire
away from it. But yes, you can definitely see in the moonlight and from the state of things that the place is being pillaged for a second time.
Ah,
2 hours later,
I try
it
and
is
walk.
time to wake Kova.
Yep. I wake
And me.
Kova, I wake Kova and Illuminor and say,
Mhm.
"Yeah, they're attacking that village. Don't turn the lights on. Sorry about the cold."
they're attacking the settlement, yes?
Yes.
Attacking
Okay.
it for about 2 hours, and all signs of um, combat have pretty much deceased.
Do we see fires?
You look at it, maybe the fires are in an unusual place, Might be a lantern on top of that roof, but.
Kova, keep watch here. I'm going to go see if I can save anybody from this.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Enil, next time, wake us, please.
But we need to sleep though. Like, why would I wake you?
Because people are probably dying over there.
But we're not.
That doesn't change the problem, does it?
Good point. Not you. Him.
Bloody nobles. I go to sleep.
Right, Kova, you keep watch here if they come attack here. Make a very loud noise. I'm going to sort of... Can I sort of stealth my way towards the town? Or outpost?
If you stealth your way there, it will take you double the time. If you walk normally, it will take you the normal amount of time. And if you dash, it takes half the time. And if you double dash, it will take you a quarter of the time.
Mario Kart double dash.
I don't want to get seen. It had like it's ended, right? The attack, right?
Yeah.
I'll double dash then.
Alrighty. Moving swiftly across the landscape, can you just make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Of course. That's always something I want to hear. 12.
12. You get about half of the way there at a fairly rapid pace before a stitch starts pulling in at your side. If you were to continue and have a similar level of hardiness, you might incur some difficulties from going so quickly. But
I'll slow down.
Alrighty. You get there, and yeah, the town has been brutalized. You can see where large bolts have protruded out of the stone tower, along with what looks to be a tree that has impacted the upper section of the tower, left a bit of an impact of dirt and cracked the stone, and the tree is now lying on the ground. And a lot of the buildings seem to have been weather beaten rather suddenly.
Does the tower look breached?
It does not.
Okay. Are there signs of any of the enemies still around?
Make a perception.
I obviously can't. I can't roll properly. Plus 21.
21. You look, and what was it you were looking for, sorry?
Any of the people that are attacking the town? If any of them are still around. Like
You
orcs
see
or whatever.
dead bodies. You see dead bodies. You see some furred creatures, some humanoids.
For anybody up sooner, I'm going to start trying. So are there fires sort of burning around?
They are small, dwindling fires that have eaten the fuel that was available to them. The thatching on many of the rooftops has been devoured, though the large wooden beams seem to have been charred rather than caught fire.
sure what we're ready to do here. Can I see any sort of what direction they came from? Like from the sort of evidence of how they were attacked. There's still some fires burning, which have been burnt the first.
That would be a very difficult survival, if you want to try and figure that out.
I might as well. 23, not 20.
You gather that they have come in from multiple angles. It's not been a single direction. The wall that surrounds the settlement has been breached in 2 places, and then it seems like other times other things and other creatures have come in just through the gates. As you stand there, though, what is your armor class?
14.
14.
I think it is, at least.
Let me see if I can remember how to do this.
How do I make an attack roll?
Oh, that's... did that work?
That's a 13 it rolled.
I think that's an 8
Run.
plus 5. So
8 plus 5 drawn, 2d20.
yes, I've rolled 2d20. I'm trying this method out to see how it goes. With an 8 though, you see 2 crossbow bolts into the ground near you that have come from the direction of the tower.
Hey, watch it! I'm not attacking, I'm trying to look at where they came from. They're all gone now.
Where you come from?
From the group that turned up here earlier. We're camping up on the hill.
Yeah, the ones that came and scouted us out, found out we didn't have a lot of people left.
No? Why would we still be here then?
That is a 17 on the die.
Oh, they're still firing, are they?
Yep. You take... Oh, that's great. You take 3
1
points of
damage.
piercing damage
Yep.
as the a crossbow bolt poof, fires at you.
Fine, if you don't want my help, I'll leave.
You were the one that brought him here!
That was yourself for leaving yourself so undefended. Why'd you all leave?
Another bolt fires at you.
I'm just going to walk away.
That, however, is not going to hit. And another bolt fires into the ground.
Learn to shoot better as well. You're making a fool of yourself.
Fuck you! And you leave the settlement.
Yeah, no, they want to burn themselves down. It's fine. I'll just head back the hill and I'll just walk.
Alrighty, you head back. About 10 minutes after Illuminor left Kova, he returns. He looks
So
like
just-
he's carrying a bolt in his hand, looking at it angrily.
They shot me. Not very well, I must say. They don't want any help, so not to leave early though. They're going to get very angry. I think we did it, honestly.
Kill them. Yes.
No, they're just incompetent.
But kill them anyway.
No. What is it with you and killing people all of a sudden?
Treasure?
That outpost has nothing left. People that attacked them might.
Kill them.
Yes, might be able to bring back one of the trolls' heads for them. There's a lot of them dead anyway outside there as well. How long would it take us to get rid of camp and move quickly?
I mean, you haven't finished a long rest is the problem.
No, I know, but when we finish the long rest.
Not very long. With the size of your camp and the fact that you've only got a couple tents each, it's a simple case of pop them up and leave. Less than, but at the same time as it would take someone to put on heavy mail.
Fair enough. Have you got any parchment? Cover?
I'm just gonna pull out one of my dead hands and try and offer it to him.
I don't want whatever your ritual hand is for. Never worry, we'll just let them think for a while.
Two dead troll hands. Yes, two.
You're trying to bargain with me?
No.
Okay.
Two.
Why do you have those hands? Is it for a ritual?
Pretty. They look.
I do not understand your taste.
Well, with that riveting level of conversation happening for the next hour and a half, Kova, your watch comes to an end and you curl up, snuggling and spooning your troll arm.
Yeah.
Illuminor, can you make another perception check, please?
11.
11. Once again, the clouds seem to have overcome the moon in its ability to cast light, and your lack of campfire renders your dark vision only. That being said, you cast around. Nothing really seems to be here. Nothing really seems to be of much interest on the boring night. And in the morning, you all rise. Illuminor, you'll have to take a little bit. Oh, no, you did your long rest already, so you're good. So yeah, you're all taking your long rest. Though, Illuminor, you do have 3 points off your...
Yeah, and I got shot earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been shot? That's what, like 6 crossbow bolts?
Well, good
You
morning
got
to you
shot
too.
once by 5 of them.
I was just standing there. It's time we should be moving quite quickly. They think
What?
we attacked them for some reason.
Attack? Attack who? What?
Look at the outpost.
I'm gonna look at the outpost and give me 1 second. I do not see anything wrong with it with a natural 1 in my perception. It looks perfectly
Well,
fine.
Considering I didn't ask for the perception roll, you do actually see the outpost, and it looks to be mostly destroyed. A lot of the buildings are slumped. The wall that surrounds the area has been destroyed and has many gaps in it, and the tower itself seems to have a couple of bolts and what looks to be the limbs of a tree sticking out of one of its windows. And as you look at each other and go, "What the?" and raise that question of, we're going to go on break.
Ah, well, okay.
So we'll be back in about, we'll give it till past to give us about 8 minutes, and we will return and pick up with this and see what ramifications are of inactivity. See you shortly. And welcome back. So, after the nighttime of roleplay and a lack of activity from the party, the group has elected to say farewell to this settlement and instead leave at first light in a hasty manner, continuing southward along the road. I think.
Well, when I wake up and they inform me of what has happened, Dolia's face starts twitching quite heavily.
I think we
Who
should probably.
Who was the one who was on watch when the attack was happening?
I did not know when it was, but when I awoke, it was gone. So I assume either yours or a Nils.
Well, when I went to sleep, there was no fighting. It was all peaceful. I mean, I would have gone to help, woken you guys up, you know?
So would I.
Supposed to help people.
I
You know,
don't
was
think
it
it's
your
our
watch?
fault, so.
You know?
The
There we
eye
go.
of the party slowly move towards Anil, and he's like looking in great concentration in his book, yet no pages have been turned in this entire time.
You know? And I
Yes.
slam his book closed. Were you on watch when they attacked the town?
Possibly.
So why didn't you wake us up?
You had your beauty sleep. Oh, I didn't want to wake you. Didn't want to make you mad.
People dying kind of overrules this, you know?
But
There's
like,
people needing help, getting attacked by fucking bandits.
we could have died.
We were hunting the bandits!
We sort of intended to go kill them.
I just wanted
You're
a
a
good night's sleep.
broken
Was all.
cunt, ain't you?
I just
You
wanted
see
a good
people
night's sleep.
dying
What's
and you
wrong with
just
that?
sit down? You just... How long into your watch? When did the fight start?
I don't
Come
know.
on. Give me a bit of time frame here.
You didn't witness any of it?
I just remember noticing, and I was like, "Oh, they're well into being attacked." I was like, "Oh, not much we can do here."
There's plenty we could have done. We could have hit the enemy in the back. We could have done a pincer attack. Could have made sure more people lived.
I'm
Could've
sure
made
the
sure more
settlement was already
bandits
broken
died.
by that point. They were just going to charge in. And what are 4 people going to do?
They were not broken when I checked. The tower was still intact, and they were all in there, and they all think we caused this attack now.
You went
They
down
shot
there?
me
When?
after the attack happened. I turned up, and they were like, "It's all your fault." Shot me with an arrow.
It sounds like it's he's the reason why we're in trouble.
We're in trouble? How did we get in trouble?
They believe we caused it because we showed up the day before.
Dolia's faces twitches with even more intensity. Like, I am not following this. Why didn't you just wake us all up? Oh
Because
God!
I didn't think Elena Moore would head into the town and try and see what was going on and then get accused.
They were going
So
to
you-
accuse us anyway. We were
so
the
you-
ones there last
hold on.
time. That's what they blamed me.
You didn't wake us up because you knew that if we went down there during the attack to help out, we would be accused of being an attacker.
I just didn't want to die. In all honesty, there's no point. It wasn't like I suddenly noticed and suddenly I heard the horns and they started attacking and charging. It was the attack had been going on for a while when I noticed
How do you know?
because I didn't see the start.
Well, then how do you know how long it was going?
I mean, it'd been going on longer than the start, so
It was happening. It was happening.
I really like that reasoning. Actually, that is very fitting with Neil. Actually, that is so fitting.
Right. So you went down there and you say they shot at you.
5 times, hit me once. Not very well.
What did you do?
Went to go help them, but they shot at me, so I left.
What did you do to help?
Look around, see if they're still being attacked. If not, I would get involved. And put out any fire that was still raging. Though
Did
they
you
are
put out
mostly
any
gone
fire?
now. Most of the fires were out by the time I arrived. They burnt through most of the roofs,
So,
not the actual
hold on,
beams.
Ilmanor. You're telling me that you just went and sneaked around a place that just got attacked?
I didn't sneak.
Maybe you should have. You wouldn't have been seen.
Maybe you should have called out.
No, I tried to talk to them. They shot me a couple times, so I left. We need to prove ourselves innocent of this, I think.
Or
Oh god, alright.
we could just not come back to this one or go through it very quickly.
Hmm.
And leave witnesses of our apparent wrongdoings.
We did,
I believe we should go kill these parties of marauders. And bring
why
back a
didn't
troll
you
head or
just
two.
wake us up during the attack? It would have been easier then. They were occupied with the guys shooting at them. Now we have to go after them and kill them by our damn selves.
Sadly.
Kill?
I swear to god, if this happens again, you're never going on watch again.
That is a very fair point.
I think from an Neil's perspective, that's a win for him.
I could think of worse things.
like that anymore. I'm revoking your food privileges, my friend. I'm the
Well,
one
now we
carrying
can't
your
stop
ration,
him. That's a bit
so-
much.
Say that again
Well,
there,
me and Coca.
Will. Say that again there, Will.
It could be worse. It could be worse for me. Like it's as much as I very much appreciate what you do for me. I do. I've been watching what you've been doing, and I think I might be able to put up my own tent. So if you're really that frustrated, I'll put up my
I
own
have
tent.
not put up your tent. I think you have misheard me somewhere along the line. I specifically said my tent. As in,
And as
I am the only one who has.
As the morning moves forward,
Should we get the fuck out of here now?
Yes, I think we should.
camp is quickly dismantled, and you head southward, or do you head towards the river?
Which way did they go, Ilmanar? Do you know?
Well, they attacked the fort from all sides, so I assume southwards.
And you want to go kill him?
Well, I might well bring their heads back to prove that we're innocent.
Do you know how many there are?
How many corpses that I roughly see chasing?
In your brief time there, you saw a few village peoples and some non-village peoples, as well as a couple of guards. So somewhere in the region of about 10 as you traversed your pathway.
Well, there wasn't that many corpses I could see there that were of the attackers, and they never breached the actual tower.
Alright.
So,
quick question, JC.
Too large.
Quick question, JC. Which direction is the river in?
The river is to your west. The river's to your west.
Hold on, I'm really bad at this. North, east, south, west, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going clockwise.
If you're traveling south, then the river will be on your right, and the fort is on your left.
All right.
So if you travel further away from the river, then the fort will be on your right, and then the river. But currently, right now, you're kind of between the two of them.
Excuse me. All right. It's well, you're the leader, Eleanor.
Do we prefer going to get whatever posted loot we can, or would you prefer hunting down this group of party, this raiders? Just vote by hands, I assume.
All right.
So for going to that castle,
Color
Roll
raises
as well.
4 hands.
Treasure.
Dolius will raise like half a hand.
Anil,
Will?
Let's do it.
I guess we leave people to their own troubles.
I mean, you said that they didn't want help, and I really
Apparently
don't know
not.
if I can deal with getting you guys on a good path right now. As I pull a flask from my backpack and take a big sip of it.
It burns in the most beautiful of ways.
Oh, I needed that. Let's go.
I prefer a wine, honestly. But yes.
You're
You
confusing
elves and your
lot.
fancy shit.
I understand
I'll
Cobra
just
more than you guys.
Walk away.
So, are you going to the river, or are you traveling? So you're going to the river and then traveling along the riverbank, or are you going to continue following the road?
Travel on the river's probably safest.
Hmm.
As apparently our lives are too important.
Okay. It takes you about an hour or so to get back to the river, and as you progress further towards the river, you can see where and how this river has often and frequently and to a great extent burst its banks. You actually, as you move towards the river, you watch the water beginning to recede from the floodplain, and the walking is wetter and marshier than perhaps you were anticipating. You can see some barges and some keel boats using the river to transport, and you can also see no, that's probably all you would actually see at this particular point. Feel free to interrupt me, obviously. Travelling south upon the riverbank is a difficult endeavour. Forcing frequent trips inland to find more suitable ground for your passage, you eventually find your way to a river split. The main river, continuing to flow from the north and south, begins to curve a more westwardly direction. However, there are numbers of smaller fords, streams, and tributaries that lead eastward and southward, although a few of them do originate from a more northeasterly direction. Fording these rivers is not a difficulty. However, you eventually come to a large schism in the pathways. On the western bank of the river is a much smoother and more lush verdant forest. You can see it beginning to encroach rapidly outwards towards the river bank and beginning to follow its path in almost a caressing manner. On the eastern side, which is your side, it is much more craggy, rocky, and the ground is becoming less hospitable for foot travel. This would perhaps indicate why the road is about half an hour or so inland away from this vicinity. However, you do eventually come across at this juncture, set on stilts and set actually in the water itself, a fishing village.
Is it intact?
It is.
Yeah, good. That's new.
Shall we go?
Dinghies, rafts, and rowboats line the entire vicinity, and a large net seems to be strung up between two rock outcroppings where the water accelerates through it rapidly before stilling to an almost pond-like sheen. The gentle rippling of the water here seems calm and inviting. The water is a clear blue to the point where you can see most of the way down the stilts before eventually the darkness consumes them.
Right.
People? Question mark.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people. Most of them seem to be walking on the gangways and gangplanks around the vicinity. The settlement seems to be created roughly in a very a microcosm of what Port Rack is set out to be. Lots of large structures grouped together, so perhaps 3 or 4 homes that are on one platform connected by bridges to other platforms where other institutions and other settlements are. The bridges aren't exactly grand, as you would expect in Port Rack. Nothing made out of stone here. Everything seems to be made out of reeds, wood, and some form of large, well, struts, wooden struts.
Interesting design.
Is it like in the direction we need to go towards this castle that we know of roughly?
It's in the water, and you're going to have to cross the water at some point. This settlement seems to kind of span across this large tributary, so you can head into the settlement and head out the other side, or completely ignore it. It's up to you. This is kind of like just you can go into it, or you can cross the bridges and continue on past it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be honest here. This side, it's not been great for my dwarven legs. All these big rocks, they're hard to traverse. Let's cross over to the other side where we might be able to walk a bit easier.
It'll probably be a slightly easier journey, yes.
Hmm.
Isn't that sort of blocking us getting our rowboats over, or is it sort of just?
We don't have
there?
rowboats. You can't.
You
What
don't
is
have
rowboats?
boats. No, you.
Okay, we're walking.
You
Yeah,
left
fair
them
enough.
way back. So the river travels north-south, and this settlement is on a tributary that comes in from northeast and connects with the main river. And the main river you can. It's hard to see the far bank from this point. The settlement doesn't span the river; it spans this tributary. You can collect a rowboat here, though. You can probably buy a rowboat, or
Oh, that will make travel a lot easier.
We don't think we
Oh,
have the
actually,
money
no.
currently.
considering you lot steal a rowboat.
I'm not
Quiet.
stealing nothing. Weird voice in my head.
I mean, we have plenty of money to buy a simple rowboat.
Right,
What
Dominor.
Wally has to pull.
Dominor, do you think you could acquire us a rowboat?
With funds, I'd not believe it.
Yeah?
How quickly would it sort of speed up our journey? Would you say, JC? Because it won't last us the whole trip, will it?
No, it won't last the whole trip, but none of you have made this trip before.
Nope.
You do not have an actual map, you just have an end destination, and you know that travelling along the river until the vast river curves to the west, and then you continue on from that point in a southwardly direction, and you will eventually find it. You have no idea where on the river you are and how far away it was. You were told that you can travel four forts worth of foot travel along the road, and then eventually the forts will curve off and you won't be able to follow them any further. And they did say you need to head in a more southwesterly direction from that last fort, but beyond that...
Guys, maybe we should ask someone if they know, how much further we have to travel from on the river.
Yes, I think asking for directions first before buying a boat would be best. Because if we buy a boat and get like 5 miles, not really worth it.
Oh, we also have to get back.
We can come back and buy one here when we have even more treasure.
That's a good idea. Right, I'll leave it to you, my friend.
Of course.
And I'll actually walk with you.
In the village, when we get there, is there any sort of specific sort of shops that might sell travel equipment?
Yes, there is for lack of a better word, general store where they have lots of equipment. There are some weapons, some provisions, some travel such. That seems to be your best bet. It seems to be the largest building by far, and seems to be the one that how to word this. It is the final building in the tributary before it reaches the true river.
All right.
Okay.
As we go in, I immediately go towards the weapons as he goes to the front map.
Alrighty.
I'll look for the band behind the counter effectively.
The weapons consist of nets, tridents, spears, lances. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not looking to buy any weapons. I'm just gonna be like looking at the craftsmanship.
Okay.
Yeah, and I might check the smith himself. He likes inspecting what kind of quality weapons there are in it when it comes.
Most of them seem to be of the simpler quality, though the vast majority of things seem to be weapons that could be, how to word it, used for the trade.
Used for fishing, yeah.
Yeah. The gentleman behind the store is indeed a gentleman. He seems to be in his late 40s, early 50s, greying, a little bit of a stubble to his chin, and wearing a vestment that is covering his slighter form, a bristling mustache that seems to twitch as he speaks, and bright eyes regard you. Hello there!
Hello, good sir. Me and my companions are currently on a journey to clear out a castle. We're kind of a bit unsure how much further to go. Happen to have a map of the area?
Well, most of the people here kind of move by the boats and they know the lands by themselves and they're kind of heads. We don't really do a lot of writing and such. You don't kind of understand where we do that, but we need a lot of writing where we're doing. A lot of trade here, though, so a lot of people come and go. You can ask one of them, or perhaps get in charge of a ship.
Would you happen to know how far away this castle might be?
Oh, well, I'm
Apparently
not really a travel person
cursed.
myself. I'm not a captain of any vessel, though. I do have a rowboat and dinghy kind of thing. It's my father's, you see.
I understand. So you can't help us, yes?
Oh, no, I can, but plenty of people here can do that. Certainly can charge a ship for you. I've got the know-how, and everyone comes through me, and I can book them for you if that's what you're looking to do.
I don't believe we're chartering a ship currently. We don't even know how far away it is.
Well, it's going to be a couple of days at least if you're moving. Well, do you have any ideas what it is?
It's along the river and somewhere to the south, I believe, after it turns away.
Is that before or after the split?
I believe it's after the split.
After the split, then you probably would want to charter somebody because it would be going for at least about 5 days by boat. And if you go by land, it'd be a little bit longer, but I don't really know. I've never traveled by land, you see. I've not really travelled out of here.
I see. Would you know a captain in the area that is going in that general direction?
More certainly, my brother can do that for you.
I thought let's ask him a few questions first, make sure we're going in the right direction.
Certainly, let me go get him for you. And
Thank you.
he moves into the back.
And at that time, I'll move up to Ilmenor and go.
Talks very fast.
So we're getting a boat.
Possibly. At least to know where we're going.
Do you have a map?
No, he doesn't have too much writing, apparently.
Oh, alright.
The gentleman reappears. So, you were looking to talk with me about hiring a ship?
Possibly, yes. Have you brought the captain?
I am the captain.
Oh, good lord. Right. So, would you know where this castle might be?
Well, I've been told that you're going beyond the split, so I can only go as far as the split. It'll take about 5 days to get there.
But you do know the castle is in that general direction, yes?
Well, if you say the castle's in that general direction, I wouldn't know of
Have
any
you
castle
not-
as such.
Ilmenor, do you know the name of the castle? Maybe that'll help.
Do I know the name of the castle, JC?
Oh god.
You do not. You just know that there has been, for lack of a better word, a lot of interest in what could be within it, as... How to word this?
Apparently.
Your interest in the castle comes from the fact of it was a fortification and an outpost of some sort. A lot of people have been reluctant to go near it because of its history, which has ties to, occult and evildoers and a warlord as such, and most people have kind of left it to its devices. Though you, with your ear on the ground and eye on the diplomacy, caught wind of someone coming out of there with some very fancy trinkets, and you thought, well, if they can find it, then I can certainly find more.
I see.
So is,
Where the main river bends to the west, I think it was, we have to move south. Well, how far is it to where the main river bends? Would you happen to know that, Mr. Captain?
5 days.
How much would 5 days cost a group of 4 to travel on your fine vessel?
Are you wanting a journey back up?
Are you gonna wait out there for us?
It may take a long time.
Maybe pay me for
You
it.
could. How much would it cost?
5 days there, 7 days back. How many days do you think you can take?
I had most 3.
So 5.
Wait, well, maybe not. Might be a long walk. Maybe best for him not to wait for us, actually.
So how are we gonna get back then? We're gonna walk.
Walk.
all the way back?
We'll have to probably buy a
you
rowboat or
came in
walk.
with us? Jeez, you scared me. I did not notice you at all.
How much would be one of your rowboats, good sir?
Oh no, I don't. I'm not a rowboater. I've got a keel.
Would we be able to know someone that could sell us a little boat?
Maybe.
Do you have a price estimate for a little boat?
I would invite you to look at the player's handbook for that. Everything here is double price because it's a small little outpost with not a lot of resources. Rowboat, I think, might be in there. Double the price.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, okay.
On Wikidot, I'm looking it up. There.
This is probably goes to salt marsh and all that thing.
Uh,
Let me check. How much is a rowboat? How much is a
50 gold pieces, so probably not going to be able to buy one.
Oof, how much would it cost for you to ship us there on your queue?
And then we'll walk back.
To ship you there on the keel, would take you 4 gold total.
That,
We'll take the keelboat there. Then
how much would it cost for you to wait out there?
Right?
Just out of curiosity, for the 7, if the extra days.
Oh.
You alright?
Yeah, just bang my elbow. So how many? He's going to ask how many days he would wait because. Okay, so
the walking there can take time.
Let's say 4
breakdown.
maximum.
The price breakdown is it's 4 gold per person for the trip down there, and if you want to come back up, it would be 5 gold. To there because he's got to consider going there and then coming back up empty, so it'd be 5 gold instead. If you're going to wait, then it would be another 1 gold per day, just a singular charge, not per person.
I glance at Ilmenor. I don't think having him wait is such a bad idea.
That'd be probably a good idea because it's killed us with a lot of room on it, hasn't it?
Depends on the keel boat. Typically speaking, the crew
More than a
boats
rowboat.
are fairly. But yeah, exactly. More room than a rowboat.
More than we can carry.
I'll pay 5 gold for him to wait there 5 days.
Right.
And I'll also pay 4 gold for my trip.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll hand in 4 gold for the trip.
Okay.
Kobe, you got 4 gold. Ilmenor?
4 gold.
Or Inyo?
He's got Chinese.
Inyo?
Well, I give 1 gold piece for the. And say this is for the initial trip, right?
No, you're giving 4 gold pieces. The rest is already been paid for.
So if you're
Except
getting the
for the
trip
return.
back up,
That's
back
another
up, it's
5.
5.
You're 9.
So.
9 gold pieces a person. And
No, we'll pay him to wait, and we'll pay him take us
Yeah,
there, and we'll pay him when we get back later.
Oh, it's per person. I thought it was one.
I
each.
think we're supposed to
That's-
pay
that's
it all
my
up
bad.
front.
Yeah.
Oh, I grab up.
If-
I grab
Oh.
up 9 pieces. I'm like,
I'll pay up
So
another
it's-
5.
It's
this
5,
is for
yeah.
me.
So 1 second. It's if you're paying for him to go down there, it's 4, and then if you want to come back, it's 5 golds plus however many days you want him to wait. Because if you're just paying him to go down, then he'll continue down to Miston or to Reading and collect some stuff and do it that way.
No, we've paid him to wait now. Now all
Yeah,
we need is
5 days.
we need 5 more gold from Kova, 5 more gold from Ilmenor, and 9 gold from Emil. And then
I'll
we're
pay
all
him the
set.
9 taking us there and back, and I'll also pay him 6 for what's it called, waiting for 6 days.
I pay my 9. I'm like, we should. How big's the castle? It shouldn't be that big. Not that much.
Yeah.
It won't take too long, hopefully. But you can never.
Shouldn't take more than a week.
Well, he's already given him basically a week, so he's staying there for nearly a week.
We've got a week. That's
Let's
how
make,
you
it, let's
travel
make it
time.
a whole week. I give 10. I put 10
You
into
mean
the
one.
pot.
So 7 days waiting. Okay.
Well, 10 includes 9 plus
Plus,
1.
yeah.
All right, Kova.
I give 5.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Seems we're going on a trip.
And my
Okay.
favourite rocket ship.
Interesting song, Anil.
After paying your golds and such, you have. He says he will be leaving with tide, which will happen in. Considering, be leaving with the tide, so you've got about. If I'd got a couple of hours to kill here before you would set sail, but you're more than welcome to just get on the boat and travel there.
We'll ask around probably for a better location of this castle.
All right. Do you guys need any weapon maintenance done? Because I can do that for you. Just saying. As I
That's
pull
very
out
useful.
a little weapon maintenance kit that I have.
I show him the quarterstaff. I mean, like,
You got a splinter there, mate. Be careful.
Is there any notches in my sword? My lovely elven longsword?
Have you used it?
A couple times.
Have you hit anything solid with it?
A troll.
Probably.
I suppose my staff could do with a sanding.
Okay.
Right. You all just leave your weapons with me, and I'll wait at the boat. Well,
I'll leave my longsword with you. I'll take my daggers and my bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Would you want me to look around the town for someone that might know the area? Let's have a look at for a rugged
Oh.
tradesman type,
What's Gova doing?
playing with a hand.
I'm playing with my hand.
But are you going with him, or
I'm staying with you.
all right?
Split in two.
I think so. I think it's smart that Kova stays with you, Dwalius.
I'm lending him a hand.
But
If you carries on making jokes like that, I think throughout the party.
If you take out those hands, you're gonna get some serious bad looks from Dwalius. Like, anyway, you guys can do your bit now.
You know, it's always a good thing when the DM has more prepared than a single map. But just so you have an idea of what I thought we were going to be doing. Welcome to the settlement. Welcome to the settlement that was not visited.
It was visited. We just didn't do anything.
walk past it.
Yep, you just
just
there's a
left.
settlement. Nah.
Dominor got
Okay.
shot there.
Yep,
It just happens.
But hey, I was asleep, so I couldn't do anything about that.
I could have killed
Yeah.
half of them probably before they can even tell me off.
It happens, and you spend the next hour doing various odds and ends before your ship is ready to set sail.
Do me and Eleanor... Sorry. Do me and Eleanor find anyone that might know about the castle? That's what we went to look for.
Oh yes, sorry. Go ahead and roll a general charisma.
Oh no.
One of my strong suits, obviously. 7.
12.
Oh god. Beats the pass.
7 and 12. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know.
The pass by a commoner.
I don't know what's going on with my computer today. It does not seem to. I think I need to reset it. 1 second.
There was a Windows update recently that sort of made some. Everyone had been sort of weird on Windows for a day. Then there's
That
another
might be
vendor.
it.
Mine hasn't updated yet, which is why I'm probably fine.
I mean, mine's fine now. It literally was the first day I updated it, and it was like a bit funny. Updated it again over the night, and it was like good.
You do not find out any more specific information about the castle other than you kind of narrow in on what it is you're to look for. The castle is set on a large stone plinth. It is surrounded on surrounded to the east. Yes, to the east by a lake.
Okay. Makes it a lot easier at least to find it.
You know, I was hoping I would have that still in my more recent things, but apparently not. Oh no, hold on. There we go. It goes further down. Feel free to continue. I'm just going to try and find this for Emil, because with his 12, he does get a little bit extra info.
Okay. And Neil, you know how she's playing a lot of dead bodies? Do you think you're the magic person here? It might be to do with something with necromancy, perhaps?
I mean, she doesn't seem to be too magical. Not at least of the pure kind, the wizard kind. Well, sometimes we include sorcerers, but they're a bit they're like the they
beta
inherit
version.
they inherit rather than are skilled enough. It's
You can inherit and be skilled. You realise this.
yeah, but their powers come from their inheritance, and they're always such smug bastards. I hate them.
Well, you might know something slightly better than this. Could you keep an eye on her for me? For that sort of
Sure.
form of magic.
You gain this bit of information, Emil. Guards have been mobilised from the forts around Reading to search for the missing miners.
How's that spelt?
I'm not sure which word and all that was the difficult one.
Minor.
As in digger or
Diggers.
child?
Diggers.
Okay.
There we go.
Sorry, I was like, what word there was the difficult one? You gain that bit of knowledge.
Them dwarves going missing.
I mean, it's easy to lose them in tall grass. So
Achoo! Someone talking bad about dwarf.
An angry sneeze on the boat from miles away. Well, if you're willing to keep an eye on her for me, just for that, I hope you should head back to the boat now. We'll be leaving sometime soon.
we've done as best we can. It's unfortunate we didn't find more information. Really,
It's only a fishing village. You're not going to have plethora of newspapers, effectively.
yeah, it's
You
unfortunate.
do need to bear in mind that this discovery, the reason that you're going to it is because not many people know about it, and thus the chance of plunder and booty is fairly high. If people knew about it, people would have raided it and gotten rid of all the stuff. It's the fact of you've heard rumour and put things together and such. The fact that someone said about a castle being cursed, that's the most solid bit of information you really know about it. That's the first real concrete bit of info that someone has ever given you when asking about this.
All right. So don't go blurting it around everywhere.
I didn't know they had concrete back in these days.
I will DM slap you.
Sorry, I disconnected. What happened?
I'm about to DM slap Will.
Basically,
if he's not careful.
remember that we're doing this because there's a lack of general knowledge about it. So to find someone with knowledge about it is rare and good, because otherwise it would have been plundered quite efficiently.
That's true. Alright, anyway, back to the boat, which is going to do boat stuff, hopefully.
Time to boat.
You head back to the boat, and the gentleman that was in the store and his brother and waves you onto the ship. So then, we're going to be making sail for 5 days.
Yes, and apparently we are.
Excellent. Well, this is my crew, and he indicates the other individuals that you'll be travelling with. If you want a real information on them, I'm more than happy to give it to you. But for now,
Yes.
it is suffice to say that you have 5 days pretty much worth of downtime, as you're not expecting to come across anything untoward on your travels and trips. So
Are they all
downtime-
brothers?
You know
That's
what
my
they
one
are
question.
now. You know
Oh,
what
God.
they are now.
It's a family
friendship. What do you
friendship.
expect?
Yes,
No, it's
family friendship.
delightful. Good business.
They look like lovely chaps.
So downtime is split into 2 parts in the way I kind of run it. You have your major activity, which is what you spend your time trying to learn, something that you are actively doing in your own right. And typically you need to have someone to teach it to you to learn something. For example, you could not learn how to be a cartographer all that effectively unless you have someone to teach you how to be a cartographer. Same way
What a
as
star.
you do not know how to use a crossbow unless someone who can use a crossbow teaches you. Your passive and your more kind of like secondary downtime is something that you do when you're not actively trying to train a skill. For example, it can be gaining more knowledge, it can be researching in a library, it can be talking to people and gaining more bits of information about the world and developing understanding of lore, that sort of thing. Bearing in mind that the quality of the passiveness, your passive or secondary downtime activity, does very much depend on what resources you have at hand. So if you're studying in a library to develop your understanding of history and trying to gain proficiency in history, at the same time as trying to then use your secondary, your other downtime, lesser downtime activity of just trying to find out a bit more about a certain time frame or hearing about dwarven culture or something, then you're going to do a lot better at it than if you are trying to learn how to use a weapon in a military camp and then trying to figure out from these military folk ancient history. It's just not going to happen. So
They might know something. You never know.
So with we'll give you a couple of minutes to have a think about what you would like to do and what you would like to learn and practice in. I will also say that practicing combat skills and dueling with one another will give a benefit as well to your ability to fight with one another.
All right.
So feel free to discuss amongst yourselves, and if there's anything that any of you are interested in, or if you just want to talk to the crew and gain some more general knowledge.
I am very interested in sparring and exchanging pointers with anyone during this trip that is willing.
I will happily learn some different techniques of my sword arm, let's say.
Good. Then I have found myself a worthy sparring partner.
Okay, so that
Let's
would
learn
be
a lot,
both
my
of you. That would be for you both your active thing, because you are teaching him and he is
Yes.
learning from you. That makes sense.
And I'm teaching him, he's learning from me.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Sharing.
teaching each other since we have different styles of combat.
Yep.
And we're getting more used to each other's styles of combat as well. For my passive, could I do like practicing my nose flute every once in a while? Or is that
Certainly.
also
Is that
an
just a general like for flavor, or are you trying to?
Yeah, no, because
games?
it's both for flavor and because I have incorporated into my character as something that was passed on to him by his family. So he
Okay.
likes practicing it a lot.
Certainly.
All right.
My passive, I'm going to spend as much time as I can watching the moons. There's 2 of them, right?
Mhm.
And trying to better connect with the Moon Weaver.
Okay then. Well, while the other 2 have a think about what they're going to do, I'm going to ask both of you to roll for learning with a martial weapon. I need you to both roll intelligence rolls, please.
All right.
And then I need
Just
you
base
both
intelligence,
to-
yeah?
base intelligence, and then I need you both to roll your weapon attacks and combine the two numbers.
On the weapon attack, do we get our bonus?
Oh yeah, just a standard weapon attack. You're
Oh, I did pretty well, apparently.
Hold on, 1 second.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
You both did pretty well.
34 for me in total.
okay.
I also got 34 in total.
Damn.
Okay then.
Ollie, you're quite good at this, I must say.
Across the 5 days of travel, you both, in effect, what would that be? With 34 divided by it's 11 hours in effect towards proficiency in fighting with one another. And when that reaches a certain threshold, I will let you know what that boon will lead to.
How many hours did you say?
11.
11 hours in training with Ilminar.
Okay then, can Illuminar roll me a religion or a perception? And can DeWallace roll me a performance?
Yes. Ha! Fucking hell, man!
We both
11.
got, yeah, we both got 11.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
Clearly, you are incredibly in sync with one another. Even when you are not practicing, you seem to be your movements seem to put you in similar areas of the ship at the same time as one another. Illuminor, watching the moon, or the two moons, there are two very distinct differences between them. The largest moon is a... If you've ever seen adamantine and mithril orbs combined together,
Yep.
or the real world, kind of like the cat's eye marble, it kind of has that greenish double tint to it, and it seems to swirl around on its surface and slowly stretch and move. That's not really the thing that is most beautiful about this moon, though. The thing that's most beautiful about the moons is the two bands that circle it. One that goes around the circumference, the equator of the moon, and the other one that bisects that, going from around the poles. And as you watch, you can see this kind of swirling spatial debris amass where these two bands intersect. Along the equatorial band, it is a mixture of purples and oranges that coalesce, whereas the ones that run from the poles are much fainter and seem to be of a blue and silver design. And as they clash together, it's this nebula of brilliant colours. You can see flashing storms of electricity and such boiling away on the insides of it. The second moon is what orbits the first moon, and it's just a very, very small, very bright pearlescent sphere, and it moves around the pole of this other moon, and it's very bright in the sky. It's a real true beacon in the night sky. And when it's clear, it gives this kind of purplish hue to the ground and to the waters. And it's definitely seems to have some form of relation to one another. For as the night falls, the water, which you expect to become much darker and duller without the sunlight, seems to have its own internal light that turns it to this very ever so faint ultraviolet violet hue.
Fair enough. Put that down.
DeWallace,
Aye, Captain.
you are having a great time. However, on your third night, as you are practicing, something tickles the inside of your nose and you sneeze into your nose flute and spend the next 2 days having to clean it out from your own
Oops.
passion.
Right, I might not be that good yet, but if I don't give up, I'll learn eventually. That's what my uncle always told me. I'll never give
Practice
up my
makes
passion
perfect.
for the nose flute. Hey, there were some beautiful songs in there, Elminor. You were there. You heard
Indeed.
them.
They helped frame the sky.
Yeah. Not that bad. Even though I sneezed my nose full.
What
That
would
happens, you know.
you two others like to use your active and passive times on?
Okay. I have a herbalism kit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I start trying to prepare some remedies with herbs that I can... We're going by...
Yes, use a medicine. So roll a Are you proficient in medicine?
Mhm.
Okay, so roll a medicine check, please.
Is that with the herbalism kit or...
Well, so it's you're proficient in medicine, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. It's that number that you'd be using for the herbalism kit.
Okay. So, 16.
16. You make a healing potion.
Oh.
It takes you the full 5 days, though, to do it,
Mhm.
but indeed you make a full, adequate, and perfectly functional healing potion.
No.
Wow.
As my my passive, can I write down notes to try and make what I'm gonna do next time quicker?
That's a very good idea. I will say yes, you can start making notes and start trying to refine your ideas. It won't be a instantaneous thing, and it won't.
Mhm.
There is only a certain level of quickness that you can do with this, because there still is the distilling and the creating of the item.
Mhm.
But certainly, you now know what to look for, and if you had some assistance, or if you had another kit or another set of hands to do something, you might be able to improve upon it to make it either stronger, better, or maybe even make double.
She has more hands, it's fine.
Yeah,
I have
that's why she
multiple
was collecting
hands.
them. That just seems why she was collecting them, so something can hold something, another one can hold something while she's pouring them.
That's
And
me.
Enil, is there anything you wish to do? Or would
So
you
I
just
would
like to
spend my
study your spell book and try and unlock something in
Well-
your spells?
I have a book of lore from the Scholar's Kit pack,
Mhm.
which I was going to be reading as one of my passive actions. There's another passive action I'd also like to be reading. Basically an advanced conjuration book that so I won't be able to learn anything, but I'm just reading about the possible spells that, with a bit of practice and a few levels, I would be able to cast.
Okay, so what one is you doing as your active thing, and what is like the skill you're trying to develop, or are you just wanting to gain lore full knowledge?
So that I was basically trying to get lawful knowledge from my passive ones. And
Yep.
what do the people on the ship? What are they good at?
The people on the ship, some of them have limited weapon expertise, so some of them are proficient in things like tridents.
Do
And
they have
nets.
navigator tools?
The captain does indeed have navigator's tools.
I would like to try and learn how to use navigator's tools.
Okay then, so I will need to double check how navigator's tools work, because I don't know offhand ones it is compared to the other guys. I would imagine roll a nature and roll a survival and add them together.
So that's 2d20, and then add 5 because I have a 0 in survival and a 5 in nature.
Fair enough.
So that's 19 total.
19 total. You gain about 6 hours towards your proficiency with Navigator's Tools. It is difficult because your worldly knowledge and understanding what things are is rudimentary. So, and considering this captain is talking more about river navigation than true ocean navigation or land navigation, it has limitations to it. But you do start picking up on certain things, and your natural keen mind, your natural intelligence makes up for that, and you do start picking up on it. You're not proficient yet, but it.
No. I assume I'm fairly unproficient.
As for your loreful knowledge, can you roll me a because one of them is about roll a history for me.
Okay, will do. That's a 13.
A 13, okay. A Pegasus landed at the fortifications that guard the tillage. The upper half of the rider was missing.
At the what?
The tillage. That's what you gather from the crew, but from your book, what's part of? So let's. You have a lore book as part of your background. Let's specify what this lore book is, or is on, or is around, because there's.
It would be a lore book about.
Elves? Or...
No. I may have books that are from the College of Conjuration that happen to not be there anymore. But I think, given the fact that I know I'm leaving, the law book would be about stories and like common stories, events surrounding the City of Glass, of the areas around the City of Glass, where the like almost tales of that, like how we talk, like
yeah. Okay, so one of the biggest things that you would learn from your book is that the City of Glass has suffered a number of natural disasters across its history. Eon is actually the true name of the city, but everyone knows it as the City of Glass. And the upper city, as the City of Glass is sort of divided into between the upper city and the lower city, the upper city was built primarily as a defensive work after an earthquake broke a lot of what has become the lower city, upper city divide, that dividing barrier that was once the external wall of the city, and when the earthquake happened that was damaged, and the council at the time said this is a great time to rebuild, make the fortifications bigger and secure ourselves some more land. So they built this much expanded wall across the where the river curls and such, and in so doing, accidentally laid the foundations for the divide between the upper city and the lower city.
Okay.
Let's say that's one of the stories, or that'd be the story that you read between your activities, because you're also doing a little bit of work on the ship. There's also a little bit of scouting and just lounging, talking with the crew, and various things of that regard. Can each of you also roll me a charisma, please?
Sure thing.
13.
Ooh, that's a good one. Nat 20, 21.
14.
I am charismatic.
Okay then. What did Wallace get? I got a natural. What was? So I got a 14,
Robin, you there?
13. What was your one there? Eleanor? 20 something.
Nat 20, 21.
21. Okay.
Sorry, I was peeing.
I
I didn't want to interrupt your guys' dialogue, so I thought I'd just run away real quick. What did I need to roll?
Can you just roll a quick
Charisma.
performance or charisma? Charisma.
All right. 17.
17. Okay. The 21 and the 17, you come across one of the brothers, or an uncle or a cousin, very similar, painting.
What's he painting?
He seems to be painting a landscape, but it's not the landscape that you're currently in. It's as if he's painting something from memory. It is some form of how to word this. Let me put it this way. The grassy hills and the baby mountains that dominate most of the picture are overshadowed by the glistening draconian-styled architecture of a city, or a part of a city, from the perspective of where this canvas would be standing. It is a beautiful sight in its mixture of grandeur and stoicism.
All right. Can I go up to the guy painting and go? What time of day is it? Morning? Midday?
It's a lazy afternoon.
Lazy afternoon? Good afternoon. That's a very beautiful painting you're making there.
Oh, well, thank you. It's one of my favorites to paint.
Is it a city you have once been to, or?
Yes. When I was but a lad, my grandpappy took me and my sister out to Araya. And while we were there, we were lucky enough to stand on one of the walls and took in the world and saw a sight that has stayed with me since.
Well, it's very beautiful. You do have some very exquisite skill as a painter, I must say.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you do me too kind. Just...
Wow, this is no amateur work, my friend. Come on now. You've captured this sight beautiful. It's almost as if I'm seeing it for real.
No, you... And he kind of like... You catch him actually a little bit blushing at the level of praise he's getting.
What do you say, Eleanor? Don't you think that's a beautiful work?
It's very well done. It's a sight I haven't seen before. It's certainly very striking appearance.
It does certainly catch, doesn't it? It's, how you say, very memorable.
So are you like a painter in your off time or main time?
No, I keep myself busy with this sort of thing. It was, I got a few fair tales of when I was traveling with my grandpappy. We did a lot more trading with internal civilizations back then, but things ain't so safe anymore on the roads, and we just decided it wasn't for us.
Well, ain't that the truth? We saw some. We noticed there was a lot of bandit activity a little bit further upstream.
Yeah. Towards City of Glass.
Yeah, well, ever since that war in Undune has pulled most of the people away, the creatures that lurk, they come out and start pillaging more, and then they need more people to fill in the ranks, and it just seems like more and more military is all this Republic is.
Ugh, it's sad.
Are people being forced into service?
Some. None of us, luckily. We're traded enough in our skills that we don't need to be worrying too much about being forcibly inducted.
It's always good to know. Can't have our sailors just disappear overnight, can we?
Very much. The other two, with your 14 and 13, you actually come across the captain and another individual having a bit of a squabble, and it seems to be over a particular bit of parchment that one of them is waving at the other.
Fight!
What's this parchment? Why is this parchment so special?
The gentleman who holds it hands it to you, and the slightly crumbled piece of paper informs you about a theatre's upcoming performance about the Godplague and Tempest's fight against Chaos.
So why is this so special?
Well, I was wanting to go see the performance, but him, mighty good sir captain, don't want to stop because you paying customers wouldn't appreciate the performance of a fine theatre group. And I think that, in fact, actually it would be a great thing to include in our travels. Maybe we could change our ways from pure fishing to offering our services as a pleasurable excursion for people making the way out of the City of Glass down to wherever they might be going. Like many others have done. But no! And he kind of does this very opulent, overly dramatic gesture. And the captain is just kind of watching him flail around in excitement.
But isn't being a fisherman well paying? Hey, no need to be so rude.
Hey, you don't need to be so silly. They are our guests. We will not be treating them in this manner. And this is not for you to say. I am the captain here. But you wouldn't even ask them if they would like to do it. Because they have paid for a service, and we're going to deliver that service the best we can.
Don't worry, Captain. We probably wouldn't enjoy it.
The younger one storms off with a arms held high, and seems to give it up as a bad job. I do apologize about that. He can be very excited.
It's completely understandable. It's
you notice that this identical-looking brother to the one that was in the store and also the one that was chartering the ship for you seems to talk a lot slower than his brethren.
okay. Why do you talk so slow in particular? Everyone else seems to be super excited when they speak, and you're very calm, reserved, and talking
It's the
carefully.
way I was raised. Why do you speak with a slight to your sisters?
Well, you can sod off if you're going to be like that.
Well,
No,
it's a simple
no, it's
question
just-
that you asked me, and I'm simply answering the same question in return. That's
I'm
how
kid-
we are
I'm kidding.
raised.
It's I just have a lisp. I was born with it, whereas you've been taught, so you can see it's a bit different.
I've learned over the years of moving up and down these waterways that speaking in a slightly more refined manner does behoove one when dealing with the other noble ships that charter these waterways.
So you act posh because of the nobles. That makes sense.
Times have changed from that of our forebears who set up our humble fishing outpost. Much more the state of pleasurable travel from the nobles looking for an excursion between Miston and the City of Glass, or perhaps even the mages from Reading fancying themselves a jaunt upon the water.
Ah, so you actually agree with the excited one?
He smiles a little bit. The excited one has his point, but that is not the service in which we have been assigned to do. So, it is not our place to ask or question or delay you, considering you have paid us a good coin to do a task.
That's fair enough.
The conversations drift between topics across your days, and with many different points of call of interest, at one point mooring up for the night. You are all in bed, slumbering peacefully, your rooms divided between whoever wishes to share a room with one another, or only two cabins are available. You hear a
I feel like we
commotion
should-
on deck suddenly.
What?
So we're all in the same room apart from Kova, who's in a different room.
So,
Playing with
what do we
hands.
hear on deck? What did you say
You
we hear on
hear
deck?
a commotion on deck.
She is also a she and
I
significantly
go-
younger.
I get out of bed, I grab me sword, and I go, Ilminor, follow me, come on,
Yep,
let's do
yep.
this up. Rush
Can
up.
I sort of make out what it is, sort of commission-wise, my high passive perception?
It sounds like a number of people have just made heavy impact with the decking, as if they have dropped from a great height onto it.
Oh boy.
Let's hit the deck. Let's go.
Kova, up, up, up. Kova! Wakey, wakey! Enemies!
Possibly.
Dance track. Come on, let's go!
We're on, but
And I
boat-
rush out.
is the boat wooden?
Yes.
Both boats tend to be, yes.
It was
In-
just
in
double
medieval
checking
times.
for the future. For the future.
It's a stone ship.
Don't burn it.
Create bonfire. We all know what he wants to do.
Don't burn
I don't
it.
know what I want to do. I just won't do it.
Jesse, hold on. Quick question. You said we were snugly in bed, yeah?
Yes, you were.
Well, Dwalius does not always sleep with his chainmail on.
I would imagine you probably wouldn't sleep with your chainmail on.
No.
No, so the
Is it
I
any
thought-
armor or is it just heavy armor that you suffer from?
is
Um,
is
so-
there let me check real
can-
quick.
So here's the thing: you can sleep in heavy armor. We checked this for another one of our games. Please check it out. It is the Curse of Strahd game run on Wednesdays. But
I remember doing this.
yes, it doesn't stop you from taking a long rest. It means that the hit die that you get back are severely limited. You get, I think, a third back rather than half back.
Does it say how long it takes to put on?
Yes.
Yeah,
heavy
I put a
armor
dot
takes
on
about
there.
10
Oh, there.
minutes.
So I am not putting that on.
I'm putting my leather on because I can. It's like sport
Surely
clothing.
you should put your arm on. you can come in a bit. It's better for you to be safe than for you to be dead.
It's very illogical that heavy armor chainmail is considered in that way, since it's fucking chainmail, but it is D&D, so let's go with it.
Okay, so do you run up on deck with
I am.
armor?
I will run up on deck with the
I'm
armor.
wearing leather.
Okay, so
It's nice and snug.
I'm assuming you all charge up onto deck.
I whip
Yeah.
my robes on and
Roar!
I put on my wizard's hat.
Of course, the most important part of your
The necessary part of any adventure.
I'm also-
You charge up onto the deck, and you see that a bit of a standoff is going off between the crew who are on night watch, which is only a couple of people, and the helmsman, and then a number of very furry, very ugly-looking creatures.
Can I pull out a hand axe and throw it at one of those creatures?
You can, and what time?
Foul height. 15 to 9.
Initiative?
We started a little bit late, so are you guys happy to continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I
got
agree.
nothing on.
I don't have work
It's
tomorrow.
you that's got to go for another game afterwards, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's your choice. We
We
can
still
either
have-
pause it here, or we can continue on.
Kova, are
I'm
you
happy
still
to-
alright? Are you good to go? Yeah?
Mhm.
Then we can keep going on.
Alrighty.
I
then.
will kill them all.
Let us know if you want to get quit out, because
Yeah.
you're feeling sick, so...
You can fade away, no one will question it.
Yeah.
Let me get our. Let me get the standard stone ship.
Shall we roll
Good old stone
initiative
ship.
so we can get it arranged before the battle? Alright,
yes,
I am
please.
probably going last. Everyone roll, and I'll write it up in the initiative chat.
Hey, I think I'm genuinely okay at.
Oh,
Alright,
hold on a second.
Holios, 6.
I have
Right
speed.
there.
Alright, numbers, people. Come on.
I have 17.
Ilmenor. 7. Hold on. Ilmenor. Ilmenor.
Eliminor. Yeah.
Ilmenor was 17,
17, yes.
and Kova was
Why is this not working?
Inil
13.
at 13. Alright.
13.
God damn it. I mean,
Oh, God. Please no. I will
13.
burn this ship down.
Okay. Inil.
Right, so I'm going
Inil.
to need to re-log my roll20, so give me 1 second.
When you know them, just let us know the initiative of the enemies so we
13.
can add them to the list.
For Anil. Anil
Yeah, I have you. I have you in there. Don't worry.
Just
No, you don't.
go on quickly
No, you
here.
don't. You got to edit it.
I have it in there. I'm changing it at the moment. I'm waiting.
Ah,
for
okay.
Ah, you're waiting for JC.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Well, I
for the
got a
enemy.
19 and a. Oh, Jesus.
Well, he's got turn order, which means it's going to be hard.
We have some foul dogs boarding our
Oh,
vessel,
geez, I've
gentlemen.
got a 19 and an 18.
All right.
Ooh, they're fast.
Those are both enemies.
Yes. The two types of enemies.
Enemy 19.
They be the speedy boys.
Okay, so
enemy
let's try
type.
this again. That, delete that because we're not going to be using it. Over here, grab the map. That's not the maps, that's the people.
18. All right. So, does the action that I said before we went in go off? or-
That starts your initiative, yes. So you get that off. So
and then
roll to
afterwards
hit.
shoot. All right.
Yep.
Let me. How far away are we from them?
With the map now available, you guys climbed up from the stairwell. So put yourselves
Yep.
there, and I'll move my creatures onto the map as well. That.
The
Yeah,
helm
right.
or the helm of the helm though. Are we in the bow of the boat?
No, we're just on deck.
Okay.
So,
See where we are
Around
currently. That's
there.
roughly where we run out of.
One,
uh, I'll roll at least the first d20, and then depending on the range, I might have disadvantage.
3.
Ooh, that's not
You
good.
can hit one of them with
No, I
advantage. Not with advantage, with flat roll. You missed though.
4.
Yeah, I probably.
Well, you never know. It might have an armor class of 10.
Hey, you never know.
And
I just hope my hand
5.
doesn't fly off the boat.
There we go. Alrighty.
So I rolled an 11.
So, okay.
Yeah,
11.
probably.
So the two distinct types of them. There is one that is wearing leather. The one that is wearing one that seems to be wearing half plate armor, and then there's another one that seems to be wearing leather armor.
All right. I will.
Might hit a leather. You never know.
Yeah, I'll throw it at the leather guy, but I'll miss with an 11.
Possibly.
Probably.
See. 11, yes, does unfortunately miss. You swing out, and your
But it
axe
grabbed his attention.
hits into his side. He turns around and looks at you.
I don't think that did anything, guys. Get ready.
Can I get the full initiative, please?
Yes, it is enemy type 1, 19, enemy type 2, 18, Ilmanor 17, Inil 13, Kova 8, and Dwalius 6.
Okay. So
I posted it in the.
Thank you. Okay, so the one that you just threw at
Yes.
turns to you, and I need from you. He begins casting a spell.
Alright, what save do you need, my friend? I know save at all.
I don't know if anyone is going to do anything against it, or if anyone can do anything against it.
We're level 5, I think we can.
Well, I definitely can't. I tried throwing an axe at him, didn't work.
Actually, no.
It seems to have only caused this to happen.
Actually, sorry, it is. It's not a saving throw. It's my attack. So let me
All
do
right.
that.
Attack roll.
It is an attack
Yes.
roll as 3
My
beams
armor-
of energy come flying towards you.
Oh no.
16 is my armor class. Are you rolling in what?
You are not wearing your heavy armor, remember?
Oh yeah. So
it's 10.
It's 10 plus Dex.
11.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3.
8, 15, 16.
Okay, so the 8 might actually hit you. Let me double check that. The 8 does hit you, so that's all 3. So 3 beams of fiery energy come launching from the guy who's standing up here. This guy here. Come launching at you.
Alright.
And that will be 6d6. Let me see if I can figure out how to do it in this thing, because I need to get better at it.
I have made some
2,
bad
3, 4,
today.
5. So there's 5, and then 1 more.
Should have put your armor on.
14.
So you take 14 points of fire damage as he clenches a hand, and he seems to grab hold of a symbol around his neck, and these blasts of energy come out towards you.
Alright.
That's his go though. The other 4. Let me think now. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can zoom in a little bit, so we're not so far away. Okay. Well, this one here is going to leap down and put himself there, and then move 5 to get to there. And then this one is going to go 5, 10, 15. And this one is actually going to go back. This one seems to be the one in the full plate. He goes 1, 2. He doesn't. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and stands blocking this guy, who I need to move into position better. There we go. So he stands and blocks that guy. So
Alright.
I will now roll my attacks against. One of them is going to be against whomever this is.
That is Kova.
Me.
One against
Right.
this person.
Ilminor. And me.
And then,
That's
okay,
me.
so against Kova first. D20.
19.
19. That's going to hit.
11.
Against Wallace. That's 11 on the die. No, that's
Hit.
against Enil.
Me.
Illuminor.
My armor class is 14, so
14. Let me double check that one. I'll check in a second. And the one against Wallace.
15. That
Okay,
hits.
so that's probably going to let me check for the one against Illuminor. Why is this? Shadow. Nope, it is. It is this one. A long sword comes swinging out at each of you, and you each take you take 6 points of slashing damage. The double-handed long sword cuts into each of you with a big long cut. That is the end of my turns.
Ilminor.
my turn then. If I move up one, will I be in flanking with Kova? Would that count or not?
Let me see. Would you be in flanking with Kova? Move up one.
They
Kova is technically
are
adjacent.
on the left side and the right side, so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I get sneak attack that way, don't I? Hehe.
You do, yes.
Choppy, stabby. Murder.
Right. I'm going to do first my normal attack, which I'll have sneak
Okay.
attack with, which is a two-handed longsword strike. That's wrong. That's the wrong one. Right. 21 to hit.
You might hit with that.
You sure? I mean, it's getting a bit close. I think it's 3d6 at my level. I had it here a second ago. Yes, 3d6. I do 15 damage with the first strike, and then for my bonus action, I'm also going to attack with another normal attack.
Okay, so 15 on the first strike. Yep, that seems to grievously wound him.
And a 7.
A 7 does not hit.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm going to... No, I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to stand there.
Okay, with a pirouette and a flourish, you chop up across his chest. However, as you try and bring it back down again, he brings up his sword and parries it and snarls at you, saying something in a language you do not understand.
Do I?
Exactly. What languages do you all speak? Kova goes first.
Druidic, Common, Primordial, Sylvan, and Abyssal.
Nope. Dualis?
Common and Dwarf.
Nope. Illuminor?
Elvish, Common, and Sylvan.
Neil?
Common, Elvish, Primordial, and Goblin.
You understand this. It is Goblin.
What do they say?
He says, I shall feast on your bones.
How delightful.
However, if that is you done, Neil.
That is my turn.
Then say done.
And next up is Enil, a little wizardy friend.
So the one nearest me is pretty scary to me. So I say, in Goblin, eat this, and I cast Poison Spray at it.
Fair enough.
21.
21 damage on
No,
DC
what?
16. On DC 16 fail.
Ooh, 19.
19 is going to succeed, so he takes 0 damage.
Yes.
Cantrips are all or nothing, so this spray,
Yeah.
and as you raise your hand out, he grabs
Yeah,
it
no,
and
no,
raises it
no,
up
no.
above his head, and this noxious black cloud puffs into the air and goes over into the drink. He grins at you, and then Goblin goes, "I will," and he goes to eat your hand.
Still a bonus action, right?
I say an expletive in Goblin that only the goblins can understand.
They look shocked and horrified at the vulgarity of your language.
And that's the end of my turn.
Kova is up next,
My turn.
but you're supposed to say that in it.
I was sleeping. And I'm going to turn into a bear.
Okay, then.
Okay.
As the boat rocks back and forth.
The original 100 real quick.
The sudden shift of a large mass suddenly appearing on the boat strikes a lot of the goblins as and yeah,
It's a bit
I wasn't
large.
expecting that. I believe so.
That's going to knock people over, isn't it?
No, they'll just get pushed. They can like sharing the space for the time being. That was your bonus action, if you're Circle of the Moon.
It was. So
Okay, then.
I'm
Attack of the
going
bear.
to make my multi-attack.
Okay then.
20.
Battle hit. Which one are you going for? Sorry.
This.
The injured one, or the one that Iniel tried to.
Well, I have multi-attack, so I'm going to hit one with one
One
and
each.
see if it kills him, and then if it
Okay,
doesn't,
okay.
I'll. Yeah. And then the next one is 15.
15 also hits. You manage to bite his shoulder, and then your claw rakes up his the back of his thigh into his buttock.
12.
12. He is still alive, however, his buttock looks like it will never recover, even if he does.
And 10.
10. Now, the rest of him doesn't look like he will survive, especially not his buttock.
That was my kill.
That's my turn done. Next is Dwell.
Alright. So this guy who just came and swung his sword at me, I'm going to grasp both my hands on my sword and go, Hwah! 22. And then bring it. I like strike him across the chest, and then I do a turnaround, and does a 15 hit?
15 does hit, yes.
Then I will slash him like in the thigh with my turnaround swing. Let me roll damage. $24 damage.
24 total.
Yep.
A very sizable slash cuts across his chest, and as you think your sword into his thigh, you hear it clunk against something, and in Goblin he screams out, "It's in the bone! It's in the bone!"
And then I will, seeing him in agony, I will smirk very widely and laugh as I activate my action surge and bring my sword, like pull it out and use the momentum to. Hold on. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit. He manages
Alright,
to
I will
parry this
swing
all
wide.
away.
Damn it! Natural one! My
And
smirk
you-
disappears as my sword hits the floor of the boat, and it kind of gets like wedged for a second, and when I pull it up, I like look at the goblin and go, oh shit, that was the end of my turn. And now it's your turn, Mr. Mage.
Alrighty, the mage will move to there, and seeing the fucking bear destroy one of his guys, he will not like that, and what will he do? He will by the power of darkness, burn in light, and he throws a fireball to strike here. So I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh god.
I'm looking for my evasion. I think is the one I used to just.
Evasion
And
is at a higher level.
Guys, look!
Oh no, sorry, no, it's uncanny dodge.
God.
11.
Uncanny dodge is
14.
melee weapon strikes.
Yeah, it's melee attacks. Yeah.
14?
I will get the numbers in 1 second.
Oh god.
It'll be fine. They can't hurt us.
He's gonna probably hit some allies too.
He does not seem to be concerned about that.
Ugh.
Into that what you may.
Ugh.
If you got a 13 or higher, you will take half this damage.
12.
Whoa. I got a 16.
I got a 14.
Nice.
Roll some damage.
2, 3, 4. So it's going to be
14.
and 10.
Ooh.
20,
10,
24 halved to
Ooh.
12 if you succeeded.
12.
I'm still alive. His fires mean nothing to me.
Don't say that too loud.
The other guys are going to make their attacks. So the guy at the top, this is the one in the half plate, pulls out a bow and fires it twice. Who is he going to go for? Who's he going to go for? Who's he going to go for? I think he would go for the person that's standing right there and wielding a sword around like he knows how to do something with it.
Do you mean me or?
Oh no, there's two of us that have swords.
Precisely. That's why he's going to put one in each.
Oh, okay.
Is that thing in the middle of a barrel or a mast? Because if it's a mast, it might be in the way for that guy to
That's
shoot.
a very good point, actually. So both of them are going towards.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm pretty hurt, okay?
Oh, bye.
I don't know that.
Too big. He's actually not going to use it. I've got them mixed up. He's going to throw a couple of javelins at you, Illimanor. The first one.
Thanks.
Then
10 on the dice. Your armor class is 14. That's going to hit.
Yeah, okay.
19.
19.
Yeah.
That's also going to hit. So
Please
that
low roll.
is, 2d6.
8.
Should be 8 plus his damage, which is so you take 10 points of piercing damage.
I fall unconscious.
2 javelins.
Oh, boy.
Thunk, thunk. Both of them go into you.
Oh, but that's melee attack. We
the
can't do that. Okay.
Minions are then going to take their turns, and one of them against Wallius, and then one of them against Kova.
Come at me, bro.
20
11.
against Kova. That is a. What's your armor class as a bear?
Grr, 11.
Jesus.
That's going to hit down, I'm afraid. And against Wallace,
No,
that's also
that
going to
hits.
hit. Both of you take 6 points of slashing damage as their swords slice across you once more.
Ow, again?
My turn's done.
Illuminati.
Is
I
unconscious.
will make a decision throw for Eleanor. And I will keep this to myself.
Yes. And afterwards, it is Enil.
Go ahead, Emil, take your turn.
Okay. So the guy next to Dwalius, how are the guys looking?
The mage and the guy leading don't seem to be hurt in the slightest. Everyone else looks.
So which
the
one?
fighting
Which one's the
Wallace
mage? This one
The mage
here,
is the one up at the top here.
I've nearly sliced off this boy's leg.
the center one. So okay.
So it's he'd be here. This is just to represent going up a level. So
Wait, JC, I can't dodge only against melee attacks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Double check it, but it's normally it's. I think it says melee attack.
It just says half attack against you.
Okay, well then you could half the first lot of damage, which would be
24, right?
no,
12.
that wasn't it. It was
No, it's against the javelins.
Oh,
against the javelins, so it'd
8.
be no. So the
8
first what's the
and-
first what's the first d6?
2, so that would be half
So
plus
that'd be
his
4,
strength. 2.
so that'd be 4 half to 2.
I have 2 hit points.
Alright.
I'll do my turn after a nil.
Yes.
Okay, so what I do is I use the spell Ice Knife, casting at 3rd level onto the wizard.
Okay then.
Before you do that, keep in mind the mass, please. You gotta move. See the boy.
Yeah, you need to.
But you
need to
can,
move to there to see him.
or you can squeeze past Kova, right?
No, that's fine. Just moving there. You do provoke an opportunity attack from leaving the room of this guy.
Yes.
So I will just do that. How do I need to get better at this?
These gobos seem fairly weak. So
18.
18. You take 6 points as his sword nicks you in the buttock in return.
that's a fair amount. So I use the Ice Knife at 3rd level.
Yep. Roll to hit.
So I'll make a spell attack first. I'll just use a acid arrow. 17 is a 17 hit.
That's going to hit. Yes, I don't think you can do anything about that.
Okay. And so the wizard takes 1d10 piercing damage, which I'll
Does it
roll
not
now.
does the damage not increase with higher levels?
Not that damage, only the explosion damage. He takes 1 damage piercing. However, everyone, because I'm casting it at 3rd level, the wizard and the person next to him, which is
Leader.
the leader, take 11, and they must take a dexterity saving throw for half.
So the leader
20. Net 20.
Save, so
he'll
it takes-
save.
14.
Fails. DC 16. Unless he's got
let me
a
add
+2
his
index.
dex.
Has to have a +2 index.
He does not.
In which case he takes... The wizard takes 12, and the leader takes only 5. Why am I so
Okay.
bad at rolling damage?
I would invite you to double check the initial damage. I would have expected it to go up with the levels, but
When you
take
when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the cold damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot. Or buff
Oh,
slot.
well, that's not that great.
that really isn't
Yeah, but
good
the only thing I have that really does damage at that sort of thing is something called Fireball. I don't
Not the
think
ship.
it's a very good idea.
Probably not.
Great. Can I take my turn now?
Yes, go ahead.
I am going to shout angrily in Sylvan, Sahani, hide me in your illusions, and I go invisible. And then I'm
you're
going to
invisible?
dash. I'm going to dash right up here,
Okay.
and I wait.
Can you just roll a straight stealth check for me?
I will indeed.
Go. You can do it.
20, 26. I am invisible.
Let's go.
It's not you believe you are hidden. It's you are hidden.
I am one with the ground.
You are one with the ship. Okay then.
Kova is next.
Kova, yes, we're slightly out of turn. But Kova, yes, go ahead.
There, raw.
One of my attacks on the guy behind me.
Yep.
18.
That's a hit.
And a 40.
14 misses as he brings up a blade and manages to leverage your paw away from his throat.
It's 10 again. Grr.
Clomp, ow, and release. And in so doing, you pull off a patch of this leopard, cheetah, oily fur that fills your mouth with a, well, for most people, horrible taste, but you've been chewing on an undead fingernail, so what do I know?
That's my turn. Next is Doyle.
Alright. I will. Like, a fire burns in my eyes as I use one of my fighting spirits as a bonus action to give myself advantage on both my attacks that I'm about
Okay.
to roll to chop this motherfucker's head off. That's a 14.
Unfortunately,
That's a
that
12.
is a
I
miss.
missed. Oh wait, no. That's only the
Yeah,
first attack.
That's the first attack.
26.
That is.
Let's see if I get a net 20. Let's see. No, I didn't. Alright.
Unfortunately, the first strike he manages to bring up his and blocks. However, your quick and deft flourish that you have learned from Illuminor, actually, along your travels, you manage to flick the blade across and drive it down.
Oh yes.
Knuckles.
Hold on. I will use my inspiration from what's it called, the Play of the Night
Play of the
that I
night.
have for
Yep.
so to
Okay, so
reroll.
reroll your 12.
7, come on. 19.
The benefits of
Hits.
burying the dead.
Alright.
Indeed. Both hits.
That's a 10 for the damage. 14 damage and 5 damage, so 19 damage on that guy. I think I chop his head off, don't I? Do I not chop his
You
head off?
chop his head off, and in surprise, he seems to go to the drink, and it's as if his mouth gapes a couple times as if trying to swallow air, but he knows he's not going to put them in his lungs, as his body then topples backwards off the edge of the ship.
Alright, I will then. Hold on, I misclicked something. This one. Yeah, I will go stomp, 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 and go, "Rah! Motherfucking mages! I'll get you bastards!" And
Roll
that's
an
the end of.
intimidation.
Alright, hold on, let me see my intimidation real quick. Oh great, it's only a 1.
Blood-soaked dwarf, too angry to die.
Hey, it's definitely a 4 or 5. Hold on. I will use my other inspiration that I have,
Really?
which I got
Okay.
from burying the people, to see if I can actually do this, because I really like the idea of making them scared. Please. 17?
Respectable.
17. Yeah! And the wizard takes half a step back. However, the leader seems to narrow his eyes and pull his long sword and move it into a actual fighting position that you can respect.
Alright, my eyes will lock on him as he does that, and that's the end of my turn. And it's Mage Boy's turn now.
Mage Boy's turn. He has no idea that you are there, Illuminor.
I'm
so
right
he is
behind
going-
him.
You said he took a step back, right?
Half a step.
he-
Yeah, he
half a step, yeah.
staggered.
Yeah. Okay, the mage. What's he gonna do? He is going to. He will. He's going to straight along that line and catch the bear and the wizard. As now he realizes you're a wizard, his attention has shifted. And he's going to lightning bolt the two of you. Can Enil and the bear make dexterity saving throws, please?
Oh no.
Oh, natural 20.
Dirty 20.
You both succeed. You will take half this damage for 8. So, can someone add that for me? I think it's 10 and 18. Too small for me to read.
18 and 15.
18 and 15, so that's 33 half to 16. So you both take 16 points of electric damage. This guy is then going to leap, land.
So I didn't quite catch. What was the damage?
16
16.
points of electric damage.
Half then.
No, that is
No.
half.
Oh my god.
It's lightning bolts. It's painful.
Owie zowie.
Indeed, the captain is going to come down and he is going to take a few
Please, guys, mate,
swings.
Dice Gods. I'm counting on you here, Dice Gods.
Let's
once,
see,
that
I
once.
will.
Come on, that once. All that.
Okay,
Please, baby.
that will be the first attack is going to be a
16, God. Please,
and the second
that
attack
one.
is going to be
13, fuck.
hit. So that will be
Low roll, low roll.
Right, here we go.
Leave.
Come on.
The first attack
7.
is that's 10 points of slashing damage,
All right. Go on. God, please.
and his second
No! I hit the deck.
you hit the deck with two actually great swords that seem to, as his sword cleaves, the blood that you would expect to be on it is in fact flicked off and repulsed somehow, and then the second strike catches you across the chest, and even in your gladiatorial fierceness,
I fall to my knees.
Your beard hits the deck.
I fall to my knees slowly, and then slowly my face goes, and I'm like face down, ass up on the deck right now.
That is the end of. Oh wait, I've got this guy left against the bear. For God's sakes, bear!
I'm not a bear
Really?
anymore.
Oh, you're not a bear. Okay. He goes to strike at the bear and then seems
Bear's gone.
very surprised by the fact of
It's human.
not being a bear.
Oh, Titan.
That hits me.
You take 6 points of slashing damage as his rusty, chipped, and gnarled longsword takes a nip out of your shoulder. You do, however, hear a thunk as a dwarven companion hits the deck.
Rah!
That is my turn done. That is Illuminor, you're up.
I just gently walk up right behind the wizardy guy. I get advantage on sneak attack from something
You
invisible,
do.
right?
You are
Is that for
you
just the
do
one
get
attack or two of them?
You get advantage on your first one because you break out of.
Yeah.
It's your
Fair
advantage on
enough.
the first one. He then knows you're there.
I just gently whisper in his ear, "Your boss made a mistake," and I'll stab him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Does 15 hit?
Let me check that. Actually, I think it does. Is that with advantage?
Hope it does. That's advantage. Yeah, I rolled a 3. 9.
Ooh.
I mean, the wizard.
here.
It does hit. Yes.
Hehe.
Go, Ilminor, murder! Oh wait, I'm dead.
So that's the first attack for 29 points of damage.
29.
How's he looking?
You
How's the wizard
run
looking?
the blade through his body, and he looks on the cusp of death.
And I just swing around with my sword once again. My bonus action. 21 to hit.
That hits.
10 points of damage.
You stab
Just
him
casually
through and pin him up against the railing, where he slumps over it, topples, and then lands on the ground dead.
And I casually just... I jump off the boat.
The boat is moving.
Oh, is it moving? Oh, crap. Okay, I didn't do that then. That could have gone differently.
Yeah, I would just warning you there. It's not because you've hired a keel and they've got a crew. They will man it for you
Yeah,
for the night. So
Wait,
you need to stop.
isn't one of the guys dead?
The wizard's dead.
Yes, the wizard's
But
dead.
why is there two? Why are there two by? Oh yeah.
Oh, he just fell off the railing, that's why.
Okay.
I'm then going to
So why is he still
step
here?
over here to the very corner of the boat and just
Okay.
get as low as I can before getting hit by a javelin.
Okay then. If that is your turn, say done.
It's a
and
Nils
who goes
turn.
next?
This is a Nils turn. I am now done.
It is my turn. Yes. So, what happens if I do this? Okay. So, I'm gonna walk here and cast color spray
Okay.
at second level because it's a
Alrighty.
bomb. Which is okay. I was get the advanced dice roller. A D10 roll 35.
35. 35.
Again, I'm rolling shocking.
That is not enough. You dazzle his eyes and he seems to go blind in one eye. However, his other eye he managed to get a paw up and protect in time.
I then move here.
Okay then.
Well, after my movement, I use that. I do that.
Say next. Say who's next.
Cova. Cova's next.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take this guy out. Opportunity attack. I'm gonna move over to here.
Okay. With a swing and a strike, you take another 6 points of his sword. He nips you across the fin, gets you in the gill.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds into it.
Okay. Roll your healing.
Eight.
With the colour of the deepest ocean blue, your vitality is restored to 8 hit points. You can take the salt in your mouth.
Bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change back into a bear.
And get rid of one. Here comes another. Okay then. Back to the top, I believe.
No, me.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
Nicholas. Oh, yep.
Don't go forgetting me this time either,
lives.
JC. Come on now.
Lives.
Sorry, I had thought that because you were down.
But
Didn't-
I will use my bonus action to use second wind and heal a little bit. Which is 13. Let me note that down real quick.
Okay.
And then I will use my action to grasp my sword with both my hands and go, "You bastard! I'll get you!" As I go 16? Probably not.
16 just misses as you scratch it off of his
17.
armor. 17 just hits.
Alright, so I kind of like scratch his helmet on the first one, and then I put it like change my direction to the other side, and I cut him just right underneath where his armor like protects his shoulder. I go, ha ha ha! You bastard! And
How many
he
damage?
takes 6 damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. This guy is going to. Oh fuck, it's a bear. Anyway.
It's a bear! No!
This guy is going to 5, 10, move there, and he is going to, as part of his understanding, get rid of the mages. First attack against
That's Kova and me standing
Kova.
next.
I'm trying to think of how to say Kova and bear in the same word, but I can't think of it. First attack is a 19.
Bear.
It's a very muddy bear.
The second attack is also going to hit. Your armor class was 11, correct? Okay, so the first attack seems to have an unnatural ability to get past your defenses and do a little bit more damage than you were expecting.
Oh no.
First attack does
16.
16, thank you. That would be 19 points of slashing damage.
Wait. Yeah, 16.
Okay.
And then the second attack does
5.
8 points of slashing damage. His little minion friend will attempt to get in on the action with his longsword.
11.
With 11, so that's another 6. Are you still
So it's
standing?
19,
8, and then 6.
8, and then 6.
No,
31.
19. Sorry. Yeah, 19.
Yeah?
No, 19, 9, and
9.
Is that I can't read this. My eyes are getting really blurry.
It's a 16, a 5, and then a 6 that you
Okay,
got
so yeah,
on
it was
the
8.
roll.
It was 8. I apologize. I thought that was a 6. Ugh.
So 19, 8, and 6.
Yeah, I'm still up.
Cool.
Okay then. The goblins look staggered by this, and the grunt in the back looks like he's reconsidering.
He's made poor life choices.
So-
that ends my turn, and it is Illuminor.
I am going to casually stroll up to the guy in charge. It's not advantage, is it? Because we haven't fought long enough, is it? So I'm just
No
gonna
advantage, but you will get
sneak back. I'm going to let out a full range of attacks, which is 11, which probably won't hit.
That's a miss. Bonus action though.
And my bonus action is 12, but also misses.
Both miss, unfortunately.
And I just walk back 20 feet.
Okay. You have the mobile feat, correct?
I do indeed, which is why I can walk away.
Indeed. So he goes to look at you, but you're already too far out of range, and he
Nope.
instead
Nope.
turns back around. Okay.
Next up is Inil.
Yes, Anil, sorry.
It be me, zippy zip zap zop. It's time for my magic bop, and my roll 20 is a bit bugged, so I can't really see what's happening. However, I will cast.
Do you need to know the positions of the enemy? Because we can tell you that. It's better. Do you see my character portrait? Because there's one underneath me.
No,
and
I
there's
can't.
One 2 tiles to the left.
It's just a white sheet. I'll go. Let me get onto the stream. I'll go onto the stream.
You're 5
watch
feet off
Through there.
from the enemies. You're 5 feet off from the enemies.
I'll watch it from the stream. Okay, so would I be considered to have line of sight on these characters?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So the boss man.
That's the one on the right.
Yes, I'm going to attack using Scorching Ray
Okay.
at third level.
Ooh.
which
Do
is
you
4
have a-
scorching
do you
ray
have a
attack.
second, third level spell?
Yeah, two
Level 5,
two
yeah.
spell slots, level
Yeah, level
5.
5. Sorry, I keep forgetting that.
Which one of these does what hits?
18, 22, 11, 15.
I think the first two hit.
Yes, the first two hit.
15 damage.
15 points. He looks to have weathered that. He's a tough guy. He's definitely seen some fighting in his time.
Nice one.
You need to get into the habit of
It is
saying
now
damn it
Cova.
if
It's
you're going
now
next.
Cova's turn.
I'm going to attack the one that's behind me first, see if I can down him, and then go from there.
Okay, are you still in bear form?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's 21.
That hits.
And I roll the damage, because I don't know what HP it's on. 8.
It wounds him, and he is looking bloodied.
Oh. Attack him again then. Oh, okay. 22.
You know, yeah.
Fresh meat.
That's 10.
10. He is not standing for long if you continue up that level of assault.
10. 12.
Alright. A fire burns in my eyes. I use my bonus action to use another, what's it called? Fighting Spirit to give myself
Okay.
advantage. And I scream out, "Roar!" as I go for another. Let's see, the first one, that's a 15 or a 26. The slice connects. And
That does
for the
indeed.
second one, 25 or a 24. Alright, both my slices hit. So I come in and I aim to like chop off his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And off goes the head.
24.
24 points of damage. He is now looking wounded.
I will laugh like maniacally for a moment. Like Dolius has seen red. His gladiatorial days memories are stripping up battles as he
Okay.
nearly flies into a rage, and that's the end of my turn.
He
If you
will say something in Goblin, and this guy.
What did he say in Goblin?
Move to there. So that guy moved to there. And then he will turn back and will slice at Duo. Hopefully putting you down on the deck.
Let's see. Come on, dice gods. A 9.
What, your armor is 11 at the moment?
Yeah, he probably hit.
How much health
Might
do you
still
want?
survive though.
Why didn't you put your armor on?
Because it would have taken 10 minutes. The fight would have been already
it does
over.
take 10 minutes.
Been up and
That's a 14. 46
That is 17 points of slashing damage.
from one hit.
Probably got command of that from
Has
the
a little
big
bit,
bang.
yes, he has a little bit of sneak attack.
This son of a bitch. I'm never gonna make it like
he's an
this.
assassin. He's an assassin.
Come on, roll a
Get him.
natural one, you
All rogues
bastard.
are assassins. This is what my character believes.
Are you still up?
Yeah.
Holy shit! He looks at
I'm-
you as if like he
Like
says
blood
something-
is dripping in front of my face, like off of my face. Everywhere is bloody, but I am like laughing, man, like a maniac. Like, you bastard! You can't take me down, never.
You are a worthy opponent.
Fuck! Down. I have 4 HP.
Yeah, you go down. He then
Only I have my fucking armor on.
he then leaps off the boat.
I
And
get an opportunity attack, right?
you do, yep.
I'm being really mean to this poor guy.
20.
I really
hits.
wanted to fight him.
Do I use my bite or my claw?
For your creature, it says normally they will make one attack with a bite and then one attack with its claw. So the first one it says, you use that one.
Okay.
Eat him.
Ooh,
Eat 'em.
that's full. That's 12.
12. I'm going to need to do some math here.
Wouldn't the bear like grapple you if it bites you?
Okay, and then
He won't
this
escape.
Enil, you also get an attack of opportunity as the grunt makes a dash for it as well. My headphones have just died on me, so
I have one fire trick up my sleeve.
What's your final trick?
Sleep.
okay then.
Wait, if he sleeps on the water, does he drown?
Yep, probably.
Enil, you get an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it as the grunt runs away.
I use my quarterstaff for this, don't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
Where's me saying?
Yo, whack him.
Yeah, you're very, very.
I never use this, so like it's new to me.
It's very well maintained.
I mean, it's a 2.
You can do it.
I don't hit.
You don't hit.
No, you don't.
You crack him across the back, and instead of really hitting him, you just kind of prod him, which causes him to stumble a little bit and leap clumsily into the water. Okay then.
My turn.
It is your turn, yes?
How badly wounded they all look? Really, really badly?
The grunt looked really, really fucking hurt. The boss guy looked... He showed signs of injury. Like, he definitely showed signs of
Okay. Well, I'm still leaning over the edge of the boat and go, you look really badly hurt. It's time for you to have a little bit of sleep. And I just cast spell in silver and make him sleep.
Okay, roll your sleepness.
20.
20, okay. That guy takes...
They don't take any damage, they just fall asleep if they are less than that HP pool.
Yep. Well, the grunt goes to sleep. He is going to sleep. I'm just going to make sure. The other guy is still... Oh, this other guy brushes it off.
Oh, that's a shame.
I
Things done!
think... Hold on.
And I'm going to step back to cast with whatever weapon he has.
No, actually, he goes to sleep. He goes to sleep.
In that case, I'll jump on top of the water
Mm-hmm.
and prepare to finish them off. They push out their remains, probably.
Okay, then.
If they don't drown. It'll last for a minute.
Say who goes next, damn it.
Emil.
Wait, so if I damage them,
It wakes up.
it wakes them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is kind of hard. So I run next to the I run up to the edge.
Yep.
To where to in front of where they're falling in, and I cast poison spray
Okay. Well,
onto the boss man,
okay, well, it's an automatic fail.
so it does 21 damage to him.
21. I'm going to say this. Describe the kill.
I quickly run, sprinkle some poison and onto where he's just fallen in, and his skin postulates and pops almost as the life's popping out of his skin.
Nice.
Okay then. We will go out of initiative there. Are you going to do anything with the body?
Yeah, I'm probably going to kill the other grunt and then haul this guy up onto the boat.
Okay, you haul him up, and we will end there because we are over time.
Quite a bit. We'll get you out, it's fine.
I'm going to say that Kova can spend. Someone can make a medicine, or Kova can spend a thing to stabilize you. I don't want to die.
I'll use a charge on my med kit.
I won't use my medicine. My medicine is a flat 20. 0.
I'm busy taking the guy's armor off.
He's already up. He's already.
And now, stop polluting the rivers.
Okay, so we will wrap up there. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody. But we have one final thing to decide before we depart this session, and that is going to be who gets play of the night. Obviously, the NPC moment of the night and the player play of the night. So you guys decide which was the NPC moment that you thought was pretty cool, badass, or damn them.
Can I go first for the MC?
Yep.
Painter guy. Painter guy was cool. I like the little interaction we had with him, and like how he was describing how he and his grandpa went on all these journeys.
Fair enough. Anyone else got a nomination?
Simple but cool guy.
I like the one who the boatman who was interested in the theatre. I thought that was quite a funny character.
Very flamboyant.
Yes.
Alrighty. Any other nominations?
I quite liked the outpost guard that can't hit anything. He's standing perfectly still and talking to him.
Even though Kova wasn't there, I'm still gonna say that was really funny.
That was
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna vote for that one as well, actually.
I want to vote for that one.
5 arrows just going. I imagine him just standing still and like 3 to the left, 1 in between his feet, 1 on the right, and then 1 on his fucking shoulder going, "Oh!"
With a single point as well at that. Alrighty. So that turns it over to you guys, though. Who do you nominate for your player of the night?
I think Ryan's sneak attack on the mage was kind of a real clutch moment for us to actually survive through that fight.
Yeah.
I think if he hadn't done that, we would have
The
been
natural 20 on stealth.
I am the water
That
and the
whole
boat.
bit, like the natural 20 and then the sneak attack, which came clutch, killed the mage in 1 round.
Fair enough. Well, obviously, people can vote. We have a YouTube channel now, by the way, also known as Play of the Night. Please search for us on YouTube. It will be uploaded onto there after the next stream, which is happening in only about 15 minutes. So I've got to go and do some really rapid prepares for the next stream. So I hope to see you guys there. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much for playing. And see you on Wednesday for Curse of Strahd. Bye for now.
See you then.
Bye.
Ta-ra.